Hello, and welcome to Famicast 168, your Famicast for the latter part of February 2020. I'm your host, Danny Bivens, and today I'm joined by James Charlton.
Let's video games.
Perfect.
I am video games, and so can you.
That's right. And we are also joined by Ty Sugart.
Video games are real.
Damn right.
They can be.
I have a video game. He is my friend.
My only friend.
Richard Video Game. That's my friend.
Inventor of the video game in 1961. Richard Video Game.
Right. First name video, second name game. That's where the name comes from, folks.
Right.
Yes. Well, we got a pretty packed show today, as usual. We got new business and some news and like all that stuff. We got the garbage bag of goodness coming directly from the garbage man himself, Mr. James Charlton.
All right, mate, calm down.
And and of course, if you listen to the last episode, you'll probably remember how we had basically a part one of our game of the decade with games from 2010 and 2011. And today we're going to go ahead and continue that on with games from 2012 and 2013.
Hey, whoa, slow down there, Mr. Scientist, with all these numbers.
Yeah, sorry, I know it's confusing for some of us out there. But let's just go ahead and kick off the show with some new business. And to kick things off, I was kind of looking through just to see, I hate doing it having the same person start over and over again, every episode or something. So I noticed that Ty hasn't actually kicked off the show with new business for a while. So Ty, would you mind kicking things off for us, man?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be real. I'm still working on grinding out the last couple achievements in Dead by Daylight.
Okay.
It's become an obsession, like a Moby Dick kind of thing.
Okay.
How many are left, Ty? Come on.
There's 3,
Wow.
but 2 of them you can get them just right quick. I'm probably just gonna get them randomly on the way, so I haven't really tried. There's one fucking achievement in that game where you have to take a hit for somebody else, right after you rescue them from the fucking murder hook.
Okay.
So it's kind of a limited setup, and you have to do it 250 fucking times.
Oh my god!
So it's just this random huge grindy achievement that's in the game for reasons.
Okay.
And sometimes it's a good move, sometimes it's a really bad move. So it's kind of
Wow. So you have to jump in front of a bullet for someone 250 times.
Basically, except it's jumping from some murder guy axe.
Right.
Right.
Oh man. But, Danny, you could never do that, could you?
Jump in front of another person in a game or in real life?
A, lose, B, play a horror game. That's
that sounds about right. This year I'm thinking about challenging myself to play Resident Evil 2 on the 64 because we talked about it a couple episodes back, but I got it, and I don't know. It seems like a good place to jump in on the series.
Are you kidding me? That's not very scary.
Well, there's that one part with the window.
Yeah.
Jump scares, right? So I know what to expect with it, I guess.
The one-way mirror, it's the most obvious thing in the fucking world, right? Okay, so you go in the police station and you go in the room where there's a one-way or a two-way mirror in one of those interview rooms. And across the room in front of the mirror, there's a first aid spray. And come on. It's the most obvious thing in the world, and it's still scary because the fucking monster jumps through the glass, it's 500% louder than anything else in the game.
Well, I can't wait to forget about that and be scared.
It doesn't matter if you know it's coming or not.
I'd love to see
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Danny.
Okay.
It never matters. There's a pretty good YouTube video of a Japanese guy screaming like a girl at it and then immediately quitting the game. Classic too.
Danny, I was going to say I'd love to see you play Alien Isolation because apparently that's a bit of a trip.
Dude, it's something about that, jump scares and stuff in games. It's just unsettling for me, man. I could do it if I had to, I guess, but I don't go out looking for these kind of experiences.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not as much of a wuss as you, but The Alien Isolation looks really good because apparently it's like the best version. Like it's was it Digital Foundry did a thing on it, and it's like better than the PS4 version for some reason.
Bizarre.
It's like crazy, man.
Wow, wow. So anyway, Danny, if you play Dead by Daylight, you can be the guy that does the jump scares.
Yeah,
Ooh.
there you go.
I could do that.
A fun change of pace, yeah.
Dude, actually, I had a job where I had to do jump scares before.
Oh, yeah, that'd be you fit right in.
Yeah, it was at a zoo in my local town, and it was Halloween, and like I was part of this volunteer group. I don't even remember why we were doing it, but went to the zoo, and there's like this little train that goes throughout the zoo, and there's places where there aren't animals that people can be, so they can scare people. And I had this Richard Nixon mask
Wow, that is scary.
I got from somebody, and I remember trying to like scare junior high kids, and they just kept saying like, "You suck, you suck,
you are a crook."
I couldn't say no.
Danny got too scared by the 6-year-old girl shouting at him, so he had to quit.
I quit.
Yeah. So Dead by Daylight, like I think I mentioned a while ago, it has like kind of a season, not a season pass. What's the thing I'm looking for? Like basically you play and you unlock some stuff on this free track, and if you pay for the pass, you get like all the
like a battle pass.
Battle pass. That's the word I was looking for. So it's in the second round of that, and so I think as soon as it wraps up, they're adding the new character, new characters. So they're adding a fucking cowboy killer guy.
Oh.
Yeah. He runs around. He has this fucking iron sights gun that shoots like a spear, and he reels you in like Scorpion.
Get over here.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, at least it's not a Fire Emblem character.
Holy shit. Right? Right. That's the next one.
Everyone is here, Ty. Everyone is here.
Yeah. So, Danny, I might let you know the next time they have a free weekend on that game. They have free weekends all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if it extends to the Switch version or not.
Okay.
But it definitely does for the PS4 version, and I believe you have a PS4.
Yeah, I do. It's kind of like almost been retired for like the past year, but I have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll let you know how that goes. I bet you would really like playing as Michael Myers in that game.
I've seen like videos and stuff, and like one of my favorite YouTubers did a review, and he's talked about it. Obviously, I've heard you talk about it too. It looks like a lot of fun. It really does.
It's fun just because so much funny stuff happens in that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye on like sales and stuff too. If I see it for like a reasonable price, maybe I'll pick it up. I don't know. No promises.
It goes on sale a lot because there's tons of DLC in the game, so like they sell the base game for cheap all the time.
Yeah.
Yep. And free weekend.
Cool.
Like I kind of feel like it's one of those games farther down the line it's gonna go free to play. I kind of have that feeling, but I think they're making enough money as is. Oh yeah. Speaking of PS4, played a little more Grand Blue Versus.
Okay.
I didn't put it down here in the notes, but it's a fun game. There's some weird stuff. Like the usual like fighting game oversights where somebody figures out some exploit thing where they can fucking do one input that will contextually guard or attack. And yeah. But I mean, if they haven't patched it yet, I mean they're gonna patch it quick, and it's a fun game. I like it.
Have you played the story mode yet, Ty?
Nope. There's a story mode?
Yeah. I had some people on the Giant Bomb podcast talking about how it's got like a almost like a beat 'em up.
Yeah, it does.
Style mode.
Yeah. Same company, Arc System Works, did that before many years ago with Guilty Gear. They had a beat 'em up mode, and it was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's like the Subspace Emissary.
Sort of, I guess. Yeah.
Another great mode and another great fighting game.
Yeah.
For the record, I don't remember hating that mode, but
It was the worst, Danny. Trust me on that one.
Okay.
I don't know. I think whatever they have in the Ultimate is probably worse. I don't like it.
Oh shit, yeah. The never ending, yeah. Spirit battle, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what was that fucking board game shit in Smash 4?
Yeah, that was pretty bad as well.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh wait, there is a one player mode I like in the fighting games. It's the one in Killer Instinct. Where you play XCOM instead of Killer Instinct.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like arcade mode, where you're just like going through and fighting the computer.
It has that, but when season 3 came out, it had this kind of mission mode thing. It's basically the same thing as XCOM. Have you guys played XCOM?
No, haven't.
Oh, I'm
No.
gonna tell you all about XCOM later
Okay.
for reasons.
Ooh,
But
right. No spoilers.
yeah, no spoilers. But basically, you get like this big globe, and you choose your missions, and you go on the different missions, and you have to like basically you have to create a good setup to fight the final boss. Like you kill the mid bosses, and you do your missions. You manage the quote corruption of like the different regions on the globe, and try to get the stuff that you need. So you can like recruit and swap out characters and get little add-ons and stuff. Choose what you want to equip for your missions, and then like instead of playing a strategy game, you just play Killer Instinct with your add-ons and stuff. So it's a fun way to do it.
Ty, I hear semi-good things about the Mortal Kombat single-player modes sometimes. Not all of them, but I haven't played like the newer ones. But are any of those ones good?
They're good, except for all the parts where you have to play Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
No, that's what my friend said. Yeah, I mean, no, Mortal Kombat 10 and 11. Yeah, actually, even 9. They're pretty good games. But I mean, it's like a strictly linear thing.
yeah.
Like
It's
the story, maybe not the actual the gameplay part of it, but the actual story is supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah, they're really good. They're like the best Mortal Kombat movies. Like,
Nice.
okay, like I literally just sat and watched them on YouTube. They're good enough to do that. And they're about movie length. So yeah, I would recommend just watch the story modes for the Mortal Kombat games and have a good time. Like the production quality and stuff on them is really high, but
Nice.
I don't think that's good for every kind of game. Like they tried to copy it with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and that was the worst. It was awful. Even though it's like the exact same format. I guess Marvel vs. Capcom doesn't have the rich canon that the Mortal Kombat games have.
Right, yeah.
So I mean, it's
Marvel
like,
doesn't have the characters.
I mean, it doesn't really fit for Marvel vs. Capcom. It's too silly. So like, I think it's really good, but I don't think you can do it with any fighting game. I think that has to be a Mortal Kombat thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
What else have you been playing?
I played a little bit of Ace Attorney HD. Like I played through these games like a few times. So like I don't just want to like just cruise through them because I have a really good memory for the cases and stuff. But so I think I might do it on stream or something sometime and just like hang out and chat while I fucking play Encyclopedia Brown and solve the crimes for the umpteenth time. Maybe pepper it with some rich anecdotes. Maybe talk about how they translated some stuff, because some of the ways they translated the various things in the game are really interesting. Sometimes dumb, but usually pretty good. Yeah. Like the names especially. So everybody in that game pretty much has like a pun name or like some kind of jokey thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way they translated them was so good. It was perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, Japanese people love their puns.
Yep.
Objection. Oh shit, Danny's just objected to everything Ty is talking about.
Yes. I think the
wow.
names are terrible. No, I don't. I think they're awesome.
Okay. One more thing. Oh yeah, Metal Wolf Chaos. I played like the first couple levels of that. Pretty good.
Mhm.
It does feel like really poverty in some ways because like
In a good way?
yeah, sort of. It kind of gives me the same feeling as what's that game where you shoot a million bugs from space? EDF.
Oh, this is
EDF,
Space
yeah.
Invaders.
Earth Defense Force.
Yeah, it feels like EDF with the really campy, over the top voice acting and like the really crappy enemies that like don't have any animation.
Oh wow!
Hardly.
Oh,
But
this is the game. Oh shit!
yeah,
Looks pretty good.
yeah. Oh man, and people ask me to buy this game from all the time because it was Japan exclusive, original Xbox exclusive game with like a game trailer that went viral because it was so fucking funny and amazing.
Hmm.
And people ask me to buy this game from. I'm like, if I find it, it's gonna be like $400, dude. And they're like, oh shit, never mind.
Yeah.
Right? Because it is also super rare. It's made by From Software, I believe.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And so after many years, they finally re-released it as an HD thing on various platforms. I don't know which ones, but I have it on my Xbox.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's silly. It's silly as fuck, and that's what makes it so great. I mean, you're the president, and you shout like all the super upbeat stuff, and you blow up everything with your mech. It's pretty good. And the villain is the vice president.
Naturally.
Right. It's a coup attempt.
What was that 3DS game, Danny? The kind of like XCOM style game, like Steam, Project Steam? No, Codename Steam.
Codenames it with Abraham Lincoln and
Yeah,
all that stuff.
like
Yeah.
yeah, it's like Abraham Lincoln's like the leader or something like that. He walks around
Yeah.
in a steam powered mech.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty
Just
good.
reminded me of that.
Yeah, so same energy.
Yeah, same energy. Yeah.
So when I was saying this game is poverty, like the first thing I do, like I do in many games, is I go into the options menu and try to reverse the y-axis. Because I'm one of those people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I don't believe this game has that option.
Oh.
Oh.
All right? How often does that happen?
So down
Yeah.
is down, up is up.
Right? How am I supposed to deal with that?
Oh, it just doesn't
It's
make
insane.
sense. Right. The easiest way, the best way I've heard people explain that is imagine a control stick on the back of your head.
I never thought of it that way. It just kind of became muscle memory from like playing some fucking outer space game on my Commodore 64, and then later GoldenEye on Nintendo 64.
Uh-huh.
I think that's where it really solidified it. Just
Mm.
playing GoldenEye for 2,000 plus hours.
Yeah. I know for me with that, like I always forget which way I prefer it, but like I know it just by the feel, and it just feels wrong like one way as opposed to the other.
Right.
Oh, I just saw like on Twitter somebody sent a link to like a documentary about GoldenEye. I think it's called Golden Era.
Uh-huh.
And it's like interviews with all the developers and everything, and
Cool.
like it's kind of like introspective, like its influence on first person shooters and all that kind of stuff. It looks kind of interesting. I just saw the trailer for it. Looks kind of cool.
Oh, is it out or is it just a trailer?
I saw the trailer. I'm assuming the thing is out. I don't know if it's like a paid for thing or just like a fan thing that's up on YouTube. I'll have to check it out.
Maybe I'll give it a look. Something to watch on YouTube when I'm
Golden
in bed.
Era. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So
right.
I think that wraps it up for me. Probably.
Okay, dope.
I feel like I'm missing something. Whatever.
Okay. Right. Well, James, would you mind going next with the new biz? Because I know you got something that you did recently in gaming that's actually pretty impressive. I'm proud of you, buddy.
What? Well, yeah, I completed Dragon Quest XI, or did I?
Well,
So I got to the the 60-hour completion one. So what I've realized about this game is that this game has 3 distinct games within it. So people buying Dragon Quest XI S Definitive Edition should know that there are basically 3 full-length RPGs in this game.
No, God, okay.
There's like the first kind of like traditional ending, not really ending, which is like 30 hours in. That's like for like a noob like me, that's like, oh yeah, this feels like the end.
I did it.
I did it, you know. But that wasn't the end. I've already told you guys about that.
Yeah.
And then I kept going for another 30 hours, and the story kept evolving. It wasn't just like going back to where we already been and just doing the same shit and grinding. This is like completely new story content, completely like another part of the story. So, and I thought that was the kind of the second half of the story, the kind of like facing the aftermath of what happens in the middle part of the story. And then I reached the big bad guy, which is not him on screen, by the way. I just put some random kind of bosses here. These are not final bosses or anything. And then the big bad guy, like I said last time, it absolutely killed me. Like one shot killed me. I did a little bit of grinding, not too much actually. I just maybe like 4 or 5 levels up, but it was like super fast to do. Because like the dungeon near to the last boss has a lot of high powered enemies, and there's like a place to kind of save and recharge just outside. So it's very easy to just like, you know, kill a bunch of guys there and then power up and you know. Anyway, finally defeated the last boss. I was like, boom, in your face. Saw the credits, beautiful ending. And then there was a kind of like a little bit of the end question mark at the end. And then I booted up the game again, and then immediately I'm hit with like a new cutscene and, you know, something to investigate. I'm like, it's a happy time, you know, everything's happy and everything's like, yeah, you know, kind of like the world after the last boss has been killed kind of feeling. It's like, oh, this is great. And then something else happens, and then something really big happens, and it's like, holy shit, this is some like next level shit right here. And then it feels like a whole new chapter of the game has been unveiled to you, and it's like, oh, this game isn't over. This is like, now we're fighting for the real ending. So I guess the 60 to 90 hour section of it is the actual final end game.
Wow. Okay.
And that's not including the side quests, which I'm not doing. I'm doing precisely 0 side quests, by the way. I'm just not interested. It's like some guy says, hey, can you kill one of these with this specific move at this specific time? And it's like, and I'll give you this like bit of armor. I'm like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah. I remember when I was playing it, I did a couple of those things, because like, okay, I know exactly where to go, blah blah blah. But yeah, like I can see how that type of stuff would take a lot of time, especially if you're having to go like, you know, really far away or.
No, it's not about that. It's just like it's usually quite nearby, but it's just like, oh, I'm not really doing that. I don't want to go there at this moment in time. I just want to keep going. Want to see more of the story.
Sure.
So I just kind of ignore it. And you know, I have good armor and good weapons anyway, without any of that, so I don't really need it. So you don't need any side quest stuff. You don't need any fancy kind of like way of doing stuff. You can just go through the game, you know, through the story, and you'll have everything you need. And that's what I like. So now I'm in the end game, and so yeah, I just thought I'd not warn, but just make sure everyone knows going into Dragon Quest XI. There are basically like it's almost like DLC. It's like, you know, after 30 hours, you want more, you download, you know, an extra content update for like $20, and you get like another 30 hours of DLC or something like that. It's like having, I don't know, $60 worth of DLC, but it's all just part of the regular game. Yeah, it's incredible. And there's no repeated bosses. There's no like, you know, pointless backtracking or like repeated storylines or anything like that. There are new characters, new enemies, new, like everything is new. It's just, I just can't believe how much content is in this game. It really, really is incredible, and it's not boring at all. That's what I just can't believe. It's like,
And I mean,
it
if you
just
stop
keeps
and think
getting.
about like typically
Yeah.
how long it takes for them to develop these games,
Yeah,
because like
it
you
all
know, think
makes
about
sense.
like Dragon Quest X. That I mean, you could kind of I mean, sure that took a big chunk of their time to do all that stuff too, but
Yeah.
like before this, the last proper Dragon Quest game was 9, and that was 2009.
Yeah, and with 9, that was DS, wasn't it? Original
Yeah.
DS.
Yep.
And there was I don't I was in Japan at the time, and I remember that was like the they didn't it was before Street Pass. It was like a precursor to Street Pass, and I can't remember what they called it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but yeah, they had that in there, like in that game, which is pretty cool.
In that specific game, so you could close your DS and then you could get stuff. I don't know exactly.
Yeah,
but you know,
I didn't have it. I was really on the fence because I was actually in the States. It was like I was in Japan, then I went back to the States in 2009, and like I remember hearing about it like on a podcast or something, and I was like, man, maybe I should get DQ9, and then I moved back to Japan, so I had to use my money for that.
So yeah, I think with that you could like download new maps and get maps from other people, and you get stuff from that way. You know, so I guess you don't need any of that though with this. It's like it's all in the game. It's all cool. Right there, and it's not randomly generated or just some half-assed thing that they've shoved in at the end to extend the life. It's not like that. It's pure content, like well written, well directed, well acted, cutscenes, to the very end. It's kind of incredible.
Yeah,
the game that never ends,
right?
In a good way. Talking of games that don't end, so this week, when did it start, Danny? Was it 2 days ago? 24th. Yeah, it was 24th, February 24th, 2020. Nintendo Game Pass is back again, and the free game this month is Dead Cells, which is a game which a lot of people know about. And I think there's some like brand new DLC come out for the game too, which you don't get with this. This is just like the free, just the free version is just the basic game.
Right.
So from now until maybe I think it's the 1st of March.
The first.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can download and play this for free, but you have to have a Japanese Nintendo Switch Online account, which, as I said last time with the Fire Emblem Warriors, there is we have a video which shows you how to do that, but just be careful that you don't have any funds in your wallet when you change regions, because it removes all funds from your wallet. So just be careful about that.
Fucking steals your money.
Yeah, they just steal their money.
I wanted to pull a nerd actually before we go any further. So
go ahead.
So I've been thinking about this ever since we you coined the term like Game Pass. I was thinking like, in terms of like what Game Pass is, I don't know if that's actually a good way to talk about this, because Game Pass,
right.
You know what I mean? Because like Game Pass is like something that you will have for months. And like,
that's why I say it's Nintendo Game Pass. It's the Nintendo version of Game Pass, in that you don't get it forever.
Yeah. But like, I mean, the Japanese title, it says it, if you look at the screen, you can see it says like Issei Torayo, like, and it kind of means like right now, like a trial right now, kind of like flash trial. And if you think about it, like, it's only for like a week. I mean, it's still cool that Nintendo's actually doing this, and this isn't even like a first party game at all. This is an indies thing. And I noticed on NCL's website, like Nintendo of Japan's website, like they have this thing. It's called like Hello Indies, and they were actually promoting this game again on that little channel on their website, which is cool. And they do that from time to time with various indie games.
It's interesting that they chose this one. I mean, I don't know who approached who. Did these developers approach Nintendo or the other way around?
Right.
And it's also only in Japan. So, and I don't. These are not Japanese developers, are they? So
no.
Yeah. But anyway, Dead Cells. It's a roguelike where it's a game where you die and you start back at the beginning and you lose all your stuff. Stuff which a kind of game which I don't really particularly enjoy. But this one is really good, and I can see why it's popular. So, like the first couple of times that you play and you die, it's like, okay, it's one of those games. But you quickly realize that you do actually get like more powered up. Like not only you're learning about like how to defeat the enemies, but like you kind of unlock stuff each time, which are like permanently unlocked. By killing enemies, you get the cells, and then you can use these cells to like unlock stuff. And it's broken down into like levels. So like you start off in, and it is randomly generated, but like not too much. I think it's kind of like some parts seem to be set, but other parts are randomly generated. Like it's kind of hard to describe, but like I've seen parts which are like exactly the same each time, but then other times other parts are not. Yeah. So like the first it took me a while to get like past for the first stage, because I was like maybe just going about it the wrong way. I was like, you really shouldn't get hit too much, basically, because like once your health is down, it's kind of hard to get it back up again. Like the pickups for health are kind of very sparse, but you can upgrade your health, and you can upgrade your damage, and you can upgrade your kind of sub weapon, and so you can have a Y and X are your two main attacks. Like Y is usually a sword, X is like some other kind of like, I don't know, whip or bow and arrow or something like that, or sometimes a shield, if you want to go defensive. But then the trigger ZL, ZR, you can actually throw down some kind of like a grenade or some kind of like ground-based mechanism which kind of like eats at the enemy from below and kind of slowly drains down their health. So what the best setup I've had so far is have like a turret which kind of fires at the enemy. So I throw one of those down, and then hitting at the sword, and then I'm throwing a grenade at them and stuff like that, and it takes down enemies pretty quickly. And then it takes like maybe 5 seconds to regenerate your grenade or your turret. So it's like you're going through waves, not waves, but like groups of enemies throughout the level. So it gives you, just hang back a few seconds and charge up your stuff, and then go into the next group of enemies. You can manage it's best to like manage the enemies. Don't keep going like without stopping, because you're gonna die, because you're gonna be like, you're not gonna have your sub weapons charged up, and you're just gonna get surrounded by enemies, and you're gonna die pretty quickly, and go back to the start. But then I cleared the first stage, and I thought, oh, this is pretty good. And got to the second stage, died again. I was like, okay. A little bit demoralizing at first, but it does get easier quite quickly. And before I knew it, I was like, I completed the second stage, third stage. And then when I got to the third stage, I just kept going, and I just had so many cool weapons. I had like a really good like electric whip, which like just like it can actually electrocute through multiple enemies at once. And cool. It can electrocute water, and it'll kill anyone in the water. And I had these kind of like grinders on the floor, which I could throw down, and it would grind the enemies from below. And I had these like a Molotov cocktail. It's not called that, but it basically is a Molotov cocktail, which I threw on the ground, and it was burning the enemies while they're being shot by my turret and grinded by these little wheels and stuff, with my sword. And I was just like taking fools out. And once I got to stage 3, I just kept going, and I got to the end, and I got to the last boss. Because I was just like, I just felt so powerful. So maybe it's like the 5th stage. Maybe there's 5 stages. I got to the last boss to beat it, and then it just kind of left me in the room, and I was like, okay, what do we do now? Like there was no credits or anything. I just like stood with where the boss was dead on the floor, and I was like, okay, what am I doing here? And then turns out I have to kind of go into this fountain, and then this fountain took me back to the start of this game again. I was like, okay. So, but things were slightly changed around, and I got like a few more power-ups and stuff that I'd never got before. And things were changed around, and like, enemies were like, stronger enemies were added and stuff. So I guess I've just got to do it again. And then I think the ultimate goal is to defeat the different bosses, because near the end it said like you have 0 boss cells or something like that out of 5.
Okay.
Like, despite defeating the last boss, that didn't count. So I'm guessing there's like 5 hidden bosses around the game that you have to find and kill, and then that's like maybe beating the game. But I was pretty happy that I could see credits so quickly. That was quite satisfying. So I went from like frustratingly hard to like doable to like, man, I'm breezing through this quite quickly. So I think that's good game design. Good game design that they can, keep you interested and not give up, and give you new stuff, and make sure you're having a good time. And as you can see from the screens here, it's a really good looking game, like beautiful artwork, like an animation. The animation is absolutely beautiful, like so smooth. Everything is so smooth and so fast, and it's a great game.
I'd say just a quick note, if you're an audio listener, I'm going to try to put some kind of screenshots on the enhanced version too, so that you can see that. So hopefully you're enjoying that right now.
But also watch the video version.
Yeah. Back to that.
Some very pretty screenshots going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like super detailed. It's like, it's beyond 16-bit here. It's like, it's current generation pixel art. It's
right.
It's HD pixel art. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So James, like I actually, obviously per what I saw your tweets and I saw that you said you had beaten it or whatever, and I was like, man, I should at least download this because I have,
right.
There is that window of time, and I'm in that. We'll see if I can get to it. I downloaded it yesterday or the day before, but I haven't had a chance to actually sit down with it just yet. But
you actually have probably more experience with like roguelike games than me, just because like you reviewed a bunch of them. Like
not much more. It's like man. Like typically when I hear the word like roguelike, I kind of get kind of like, oh whoa, I don't need any of this, because we've talked about it on the show, and maybe it was just those particular roguelike games. A few of them in particular, I don't think they were like bad, but just I get it that things get reset, and the idea is to kind of make it so that this could be the only game you can ever play for the rest of your life because there are so many different combinations or whatever. But like, I don't know, typically I prefer something that's like crafted by humans and not like put together by a machine. But I know with this game, and there's some other games that I've heard people talk about that are like this.
You never feel like, oh, this is just randomly generated nonsense with Dead Cells. Like it feels designed. It feels beautifully crafted, even though things are just arranged slightly differently each time. But I think that keeps it fresh as well.
Yeah,
because it's also like the item placement as well. Where it forces you to like explore everywhere and find these kind of upgrades and stuff hidden around the stage.
Sure.
Yeah. It's good. Actually, Ty, there were a couple of rooms that really reminded me of Shovel Knight. Yeah. Like like Shovel Knight and the kind of the other expansions and stuff. They had like lots of like non-playable characters and rooms and stuff like that. Like the artwork actually kind of reminds me of that. Like some of the shopkeepers and other NPCs look like Shovel Knight characters. It's kind of interesting.
Huh. Wait, who developed Dead Cells?
That's a good question.
Name? I forgot the name. I saw it like the other day when I was downloading the game, I think.
It's not Yacht Club Games or whatever.
No. I think it was kind of like a company that I had never heard of. Not like a huge name, but pretty damn big now.
Or it's like a Goose Game.
Motion
or
Twin.
Motion Twin. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds right. It's like Untitled Goose Game is by nobody's ever heard of that company before they made that game, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So James, I had a question for you about this. So like you said, I mean, I know that this is time. It's a time thing, and that you download the game, like the whole freaking game, onto your system. But like after that time limit comes up, we've talked about this on the show before, but does the game just disappear from your system automatically, or what?
No. It's just like you click on it and it says deciding whether this game is able to play, and it just goes and it just goes this is expired or something like that.
Okay.
And it might send you to a link to the eShop. I can't remember.
Okay. Because I took a screenshot, and if you're watching the video version,
there you go.
See it, and it shows you. It has like a countdown, like 3, like right at this one I took the picture. It was like 3 days, 23 hours left or whatever. But okay.
Yeah, and then that'll just disappear, and then you won't be able to boot it up again. It's like you can play the Super Nintendo games offline, but if you have your Switch offline for more than a week, you can't, because after a week it'll
try to connect,
contact the server just to make sure that you have an up-to-date Nintendo Switch Online account.
Yeah,
and it's kind of like that. It's just checking that you're within the limit or whatever the time.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, even like if you pre-order a game too, it checks. And
yeah, it's exactly like that. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Exactly like that. So this is the in the West they only had Mario Tennis.
Yeah.
And then in Japan we've had Captain Toad, which I downloaded and completed fully within the trial week.
Yep.
And then we had Fire Emblem Warriors, which I played for 20 minutes and got bored. And then this one, which I'm going ham on again. So
yeah,
it's some good value.
Yeah, and dude, I mean, it's crazy. This is the third one for Japan and the second one for this calendar year.
Yeah,
it's February, man.
Yeah, man. If we have one of these every month, I'd be happy.
Yeah. That's so crazy, because you would think Japan would be the place where they wouldn't be doing this stuff.
Yeah,
here we go.
Exactly. But who knows? And yeah, a third-party indie game as well. It's like, wow, never could have predicted that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next month, Persona 5 Scramble.
Yes. Can't wait.
Over to you, Danny.
Yeah, actually, speaking of Persona 5 Scramble, that is what I've been playing. So the last time we talked on the show, me and James were talking about the demo for Persona 5 Scramble on the Switch. And it's something that you can go out and play for absolutely free if you just give it a shot. You can definitely do it.
For 24 hours, and then your Switch explodes.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I mean, I picked this game up last week when it first came out, like actually at midnight. It was kind of weird because like so like a physical version, I picked it up at midnight. I went to see a movie with my wife. We went to go see 1917. My wife. And the movie got out at like 11:30 or something, and we were going to be like really close to the game shop at around midnight. So I was like, "Hey, honey, would you mind if we stop by on a work day at this place at like midnight so I could pick up this game or whatever?" And, she let me. So
she went,
but
no,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I've been actually kind of getting into this, not as much as I would have liked to. I think I'm about 8.5 hours in right now. Even though
that's 8 hours longer than you usually put into a game.
Right. Well, like we had a long weekend here just this past weekend, but I was out of town with my wife in a place called Sendai and having fun and not playing this game. But yeah. But one thing that I saw like just the other day that was kind of, I didn't even think about this, but now, after the fact, I was thinking like, okay, that kind of makes sense. This is Japan. But so if you are like streaming or sharing some games on YouTube or Twitch or wherever, sometimes there are like restrictions for what you can or can't do with these games. Mm-hmm. So I first kind of tipped off about this from Silicon Era. They put up they said, "Hey, here's the new streaming restrictions for Persona 5 Scramble." And I was like, "Wait, what?" I think this is after we already posted some videos on our YouTube channel. Yeah, but they're saying like, hey, basically they want you to not use, if you're going to be capturing the game, they want you to use like in-system capture functionality and stuff, so they can automatically slap on like their logos. Atlas, Koei Tecmo, and like Persona, blah blah blah, like that.
Oh, does it do that?
Yes, it automatically does it.
So it's like Dragon Quest.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And like I remember, actually, let me ask you. Geez, I can't remember. You can still do screen captures and stuff via the Switch screen capture stuff on Dragon Quest, right? Like videos.
Yeah, you can take screenshots and videos, no problem.
Okay,
but it does put the Square Enix logo or copyright shit at the bottom, which no other game does.
Yeah. I think it's mainly Japanese games, and I was after hearing about this because, like I said, I think the biggest thing that they really want to do is prevent people from like just posting spoilers for like the whole game.
Just watching the whole story on YouTube.
Yeah, and
which I very recently suggested you do for Mortal Kombat.
Right.
Yeah, but like
That's a Western company, though.
Yeah, I think it's so dumb though because this is a Japanese company trying to police the fucking internet. You're not gonna be able to do it. It's it's
Right.
too goddamn big. It's just a fool's errand. It's so
Right.
stupid to try to do something
It's
like
like standing in the middle of Shibuya Scramble and saying, "Come on, guys, let's keep it down here. Let's be
that.
quiet."
Yeah.
Please stop. Fuck off. Get out of the way.
Yeah,
Go for
there are some squares out there that want to follow the rules too, so I'm gonna cyberbully all of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Good. We'll get Ty on that.
I'm gonna stream the entire game, no logo.
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna
I
call
mean,
it original content for my
Oh,
online channel.
this reminds me. I think Rich, Patreon of ours, he told me about something about he was trying to stream Persona 5, which is a big
Yeah.
fan of, like the actual original Persona 5, and
Mhm.
he couldn't do it like via the PS4's internal streaming thing, and he had
Yep.
to connect a HDMI cable to his PS4 and then to a capture thing and then stream it on his PC or something like that.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
after seeing this, I was reading like a bunch of different things, like on Reddit and stuff. They said like this is just like Persona 5 all over again. I was like, wait, what? And yeah, like they had went really crazy. Atlas did with a bunch of this basically blocking capture stuff. So it's like now you are able to capture anything, and I really don't honestly understand how they're going to go around policing what constitutes a spoiler and what doesn't, and how are you going to? I don't know. It's weird, but I'm working on a review that I'm going to be doing full of just captured stuff
In your face, Atlas.
Yeah. So, and if that's not good enough, well, then the Famicast YouTube channel is going down. Sorry, guys.
This may be the last ever video show we ever do.
Yeah, I hope not.
All thanks to this fucking game.
Yeah, but I will say that I am enjoying the game. I have been still playing quite a bit more of it and all that. Like I said, I'm about 8.5 hours in. There's a lot of story stuff. I mean, we kind of touched on this last time, just a bit. But sorry, I'm trying to set that.
Yeah, when I was capturing the demo, I sped up a lot of story stuff because it was just, it's just 15 minutes of high school boys talking about stuff. It's like, come on, guys, speed things up here.
I thought it was fun. It's funny. I like the characters. I like their interactions and stuff like that. Some of them, some of it's kind of tropey and just kind of stupid, but it's fun. I haven't got a chance to play a game like this for quite a while, so it's kind of refreshing. We were I think I've mentioned this on the last episode, but back in the old Wii U and 3DS days, early Famicast days, like man, like this is what I was stuck with, playing stuff in Japanese only. So it's kind of kind of this a little bit neo nostalgic for me, if you will.
Oh, this is only in Japanese?
Yeah. This is this is only 100% in Japanese. Like they haven't.
When the English version gets localized, that'll be a completely different SKU, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how they. I bet that's how they'll do it.
That's how Dragon Quest is. That's how Fire Emblem Warriors is. That's how a bunch of Splatoon is like that. Even it's crazy.
Yeah, and maybe what they might want to be doing for the Japanese market is to prevent Japanese gamers from buying it for cheaper on another shop, because it will be cheaper because we talked about this in the last episode again too. Like this thing for the digital version, it was like $90, like 9,600 yen. That is insane.
Yeah, I saw some people tweeting out them holding this Persona 5 Scramble box, and it's like 9,800 yen written on it. People just couldn't believe it.
Yeah, they must be shopping at the wrong place, because the place I got my physical version was like, it's still kind of egregious, but it was like 7,700 yen, like maybe $75.
Wow.
So,
that's like bargain.
Yeah, it's like $20 cheaper. So this is the shop that I go to if I want physical new goods and stuff. But just a little bit more on the game. So yeah, it's very heavily story. There's a lot of story stuff in there. Even in the demo, you'll find yourself coming across you're searching around like town to do stuff and whatever. But I'm actually in the equivalent of kind of like the first dungeon of the game. And so there's a lot of combat and stuff that you have to do from here and there. But a lot of it's just kind of like, you don't have to get into combat if you don't want to. you can just avoid it if you like.
Yeah.
And you could even do kind of like sneak attacks on the enemies. If they don't spot you when you're kind of around them, you could press the X button and you'll go up and like rip their face off. Then like, you can take out like a whole group of guys and stuff. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. And it's a good way to kind of make it so you're not getting your ass thumped if you just keep on going and fighting guys head on and stuff. But yeah, and it's really cool. I've been having to I don't want Atlas to come after us or anything, so I guess I won't spoil things too much.
Bring it on.
I've been having to go, just kind of like basically to get to the final part of this dungeon. It's basically I have to find like these different things that are equivalent of like keys or something to open up this final door. So it's kind of like just going around, Shibuya and stuff, and just kind of like to different locations, fighting some enemies that are weak, some that are stronger, and stuff like that. And they really, you can't really get it as much with the demo, but I think with this retail version, you can definitely see a whole lot more of the RPG elements that you'll be having to work with while you're playing. A lot of menus and stuff to go through, a lot of things to assign your characters, stuff like that. And just one thing back to the story as well, because I've never played a Persona game in my life, let alone anything with Persona 5. So I was kind of worried that, like, man, am I just going to be lost in here? Like, are they just going to start saying all these like really technical terms that only Persona 5 fans are going to know or something? But there's a really clever way with the introduction of like a new character that they make it so they have to explain stuff to this character, so that in turn can explain it to you, which is that's just good storytelling and stuff, just making it so that you can relate to what's going on. So I like that.
Persona 5 was in the news again this week because one of the directors was saying, if you want Persona 5 on Switch, just keep asking. Like, what? People have been asking it like ever since the game first came out, like 3 years ago. People have been asking for a fucking Switch version. They're like, this would make sense on the Switch.
Yeah,
it's like, release it on the Switch. For the love of Christ, release it on the Switch. Joker's coming to Smash. Oh, cool, it's coming. No, it isn't.
Yeah,
why isn't it coming to Switch?
What a coincidence that you would say that, James. Like, this screenshot literally has WTF in it.
There you go.
And like literally, it like you can kind of read it if it's zoomed in a little bit. It's like, let's just think it just says "what the fuck" because it should. But
it is kind of ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't know, that could mean anything, couldn't it? It could mean like it's in the works and you just need to wait a little bit longer, or it could mean, nah, it's never happening, mate. Keep dreaming.
Yeah.
Who knows?
One last thing before we move on to now playing and stuff is the visuals for the game, and we talked about this last week too. And I think after playing the game a little bit more in the retail version, I could kind of see some of the tricks that they're doing to make it so that they could make this game look and run pretty well. Like, and James, maybe you noticed this from playing the demo too, but you'll kind of notice that like the areas aren't really that big, right? Like,
oh, okay, that's what you mean.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of stuff that's like moving around and whatnot.
Well, Danny, do you know Persona 5 is a PS3 game?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
No, I know. But I'm saying like this is PS4 and Switch.
Yeah, well, I guess this game is not on PS3, but yeah.
I know. I'm just saying, like, utilizing tricks like this. I've never played the regular Persona 5, so I don't know how they handle loading and stuff like that with areas and stuff. But it's pretty cool because, like, you still got a decent amount of detail, on the character models and the environments and stuff like that. And it takes a little while to load, but once you're there, it's it's pretty fine and it runs ridiculously smooth, which is important.
Yeah, I like the kind of 2D, 3D version of 2D anime style people. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Basically, like, cell shading is kind of like the reason cell shading needs to exist, to make anime alive in a video game.
To make anime real.
Basically, yeah.
Which it clearly is, right?
Yes.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
Closer and closer.
Yes. Cool. Well, I'll be playing more of the game, so maybe at some point you'll hear me talk about it some more. I don't know. But at any rate, we're going to go ahead and move on to now playing at thefamicast.com. So now playing at famicast.com. We always got lots of stuff going up on our YouTube website, all that type of stuff. James,
All right.
we have something.
Oh yes, yeah, we have
new.
some exciting news. We have
Yes.
a new patron.
Whoa.
He just joined today, actually, and it's Mike. What's up, Mike? Welcome to the club, the Fami Club. Mike went straight in there with the $10 tier, so he gets all the exclusive podcasts, like what is it, 45, 46 exclusive podcasts.
Yeah.
Game night, three shows of that. Early access to all our stuff, and he gets the cool Famicast sticker.
Hell yeah!
Which has Cyrus on it, so that'll be a limited thing in the future.
A real collector's item.
Yeah,
yes,
Cyrus will not be on the new sticker for the next season. So,
how about we just have his body with his head cut off?
A fucking milk.
Or just make him blue. turn him into a ghost.
Oh, I didn't mean it, Cyrus. Didn't mean it.
He meant it. As for other stuff, oh yeah, talking of patron exclusive stuff, I did just a kind of silly one-off random video called Car Chat with JC. There was a lot of kind of car-related stories I wanted to talk about, but I just realized it didn't really fit in with this show. I didn't want to just bore you guys, so there's like just a 20-minute kind of mini podcast. So it's just me. It's just a one-man podcast. So if you're interested in cars and stuff and whatever, Japan, cars, all that kind of stuff, give it a listen.
Nice. What character do you have on your Itasha car?
Orchard.
Man, you know the exact perfect thing to say to just infuriate me.
So, oh yeah, we also have a Dragon Quest 11 review. Now that I'd finished it, Michael wrote it. It wasn't me. Just a coincidence. Yeah, Michael, our intern Michael, he actually played and completed the PS4 version, and then I don't think he's completed the Switch version, but he's played a good lot of it. And so yeah, he's finished up his review, got a high score. Go and check it out. I agree with his review completely. It's a well-written review. And he also did a Legend of Skyfish review, which is like, I don't know, I guess it's like Link to the Past, but you with a fishing pole. Like the main weapon is a fishing pole. It's kind of interesting.
A lot of puzzly stuff.
Yeah, kind of puzzle. Yeah, like a puzzle action adventure kind of game.
I mean, that name makes me think of Link's Awakening.
Yeah. Legend of Skyfish. There it is. Danny?
Yes. So last week I kind of I didn't really hint at this at all because I wasn't sure we were going to get this review code, but we got a review code for AO Tennis 2, and that's Australian Open Tennis 2 on the Switch. This game, it's been out like on PC since like January. It came out on like Xbone and PS4 around the same time. I know some people out there are thinking like, okay, some of you guys don't give a crap about sports games, and that's fine. But I know some people, I do, and some people were actually kind of interested in like, how this Switch version compares to like the 60 frames per second, kind of pretty good looking stuff on like the more higher definition systems and stuff. So I break it down. We got a couple of videos of just footage, and then the review is pretty in depth about a lot of the in-game systems and stuff like that. So if you have any interest in tennis, I'd say give it a watch.
In case you didn't know, AO means Australian Open, and we do have a whole bunch of Australian patrons, including our newest one, Mike.
Yeah.
So yeah, go and check it
out.
out.
I literally said that when I first started saying that, but
sorry, wasn't listening.
Yeah. And Ty,
what's up?
What else we got, man?
Oh, here comes Champion Edition.
You've said that on the last 3 shows, I think. It's coming.
So the last one, like it's a February podcast, and it's still February for a few more days.
That's right. Technically.
Yes. So yeah, it's happening, and I can give you a little preview of the content. We're gonna talk about Evo Japan. We're gonna talk about like the whole lineup of 2020 fighting games, and as time allows, we're gonna continue the fighting game glossary. It might be 5 minutes, it might be an hour. We'll see. It depends on the rest of the podcast.
It's probably going to be an hour.
Oh man, I wonder what the math looks like. If we were gonna do the whole thing at the pace we were going, it was probably on track to be like 8 hours.
Good luck to you.
Yeah. But man, that's fun though.
All of this and more in the Famicast.com.
Cool. All right. James, I think you know what time it is.
Oh, lordy. Time for that there Japanese.
That's right. Time for the Japanese. We only got a couple of stories here today, and one thing that I know a lot of. Okay, I don't know if you're out there and you are an Animal Crossing fan and you listen to the Famicast, let us know.
We want to know what's going on with your life.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but yeah, that'll do. So yeah, there was the old Animal Crossing Direct that happened last week.
That's exactly what people wanted Nintendo to announce. A brand new Direct dedicated to Animal Crossing.
Yeah. So, I mean, did any of you guys check this out?
It's been 170 something days since the last actual Direct, by the way, guys.
Like, I will ask
September.
again. Did anybody check this Animal?
Yeah, I skimmed through it just for the podcast.
You took one for the team.
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing.
Wow, good luck to you.
Yeah, even after I read everything.
Okay. You just
about
wanted
what
to
was
see in action.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the bits that I saw, it did look beautiful. It looked like the first time they've actually improved the graphics since, like, 2001.
Sure. Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Like,
yeah.
Like the N64 one, and then the GameCube one was just like a slightly higher res version of the N64 one, and then
well, I'll tell you what, James,
the Wii is 2 GameCubes.
Before we get into like our thoughts on the series as a whole, let's just talk about what happened in the Direct, because I did want to talk about that, like kind of like our thoughts, not on just this particular game, but like the whole series as a whole too. So just to kind of fire off what was actually discussed in the Direct. So they did go through a lot of details. They talked about how, you can either choose the Northern or Southern Hemisphere. The Nintendo Switch Online app is going to be used for chatting online. Perfect.
That's kind of a thing. It's it's semi useful.
Yeah,
I wish they would do that with like old games.
Yeah, and actually, just a fun comment here from James Allen. I am most definitely not an Animal Crossing fan. I would rather give away my eyelids. No, sorry, give my eyelids paper cuts than waste my life on that. Wow, strong words from Mr. Allen.
Yeah, he's pretty much.
Did you guys see my tweet?
Which one?
give Animal Crossing a gun.
Oh yeah, hasn't there been like a Doom / Animal Crossing kind of like, I don't know, not collaboration, but like both groups of fans of kind of like are all buddy now or something like that. It's kind of funny.
I mean, there's a couple Animal Crossing memes going around. My favorite is the Froggy Chair one. Maybe I'll link that in the YouTube chat here in a second.
Well, the thing is that they're releasing on the same day, Doom and Animal Crossing, right?
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, for Switch owners, it's only Doom 64 in Animal Crossing.
Right.
So. Which, hey, actually, I'm pretty interested because I picked up the actual N64, Japanese N64 version of Doom 64 the other day.
Violence Killers.
Yeah.
64.
Game.
Now, I'm pretty sure that one was published by GameBank.
Yes, that's right? GameBank. And also, I picked up Hexen, the Japanese version.
Let's play that shit.
Which is also published by GameBank. Which is cool.
I know it is. Yo, that was like the first co-op first-person shooter on Nintendo 64, and I love that game. It's
yeah.
That game had like 4-player co-op and deathmatch, and like it looks kind of rough, but yo, that's a good ass game with some weird shit going on in it.
Yeah.
It's still the only co-op shooter on the Nintendo system.
Wow.
No, Duke Nukem 64 came out, and that was pretty good.
Yeah,
that had co-op, I believe.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. Back to Animal Crossing though. So, just a couple other points to get through here. So, with this new one, you actually have the ability to terraform land eventually. There's gonna be amiibo support, some not working at launch. Surprise, surprise. Bonuses are coming for players who also play or use Pocket Camp with the game too. Nice little comment from James Allen back in here too. He said, "I did watch Danny's vid of the N64 Animal Crossing, by the way, though." Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks. Actually, yeah, I talked about that in the last episode. I did a review of the N64 version of Animal Crossing, the first one. So if you want to find out like the history of like where Animal Crossing all started out at, you should definitely check out that video. It's fun to make. And yeah, I like showing off my collection and stuff too. So that's cool.
Of course you bloody do.
Yes. But so like,
what was the messaging app thing? So it's like you can use it like just a chat app.
What do you mean?
Like, because it's the Nintendo app, right? The Nintendo Online app that we all have on our phone.
Yeah, we all have and use daily.
Right? So, but they're going to add Animal Crossing to that. So it's like Splatoon, Smash, and now soon to be Animal Crossing, right?
Whoop de fucking do.
Right?
Yeah.
So James, messaging is just this thing that is just evaded Nintendo consoles for so long. Like the friends list on the Switch, you click on a friend's name and it's like, yeah, you can see what games they played. And then you click on those games and it says, would you like to go to the eShop page about this game? And you're like, no, I want to play that game with that person. It's like,
yeah,
you can't chat to the person. You can't say, hey, I'm playing this game. You should play with me. You can't do anything, right? So this is like the first time that you've actually been able to message people, on a Nintendo related app.
True. Yeah. And, I wanted to preface this too. It's like, man, I know sometimes maybe we could come across as negative about some Nintendo stuff. And that's not usually our intention. I think, maybe some of you guys out there, maybe you're like around the same age as us too, and you've been Nintendo fans for a long time. So like sometimes you just get tired of the bullshit or like why things are this way or that. And, when it comes to Animal Crossing, I think James, you mentioned just a little while earlier, it's like, this game does look significantly better. It is like an HD Animal Crossing. And I mean, I guess you could say there already is one. It's on your phone. But I mean, aside from that, like visually and stuff like that, not much has changed since 2001, which is that's kind of crazy. And I get it. People enjoy Animal Crossing for a variety of reasons. It's a way just to kind of relax. You don't have to worry about any pressure in the game or anything like that. I get it. But I don't know. I just find it hard to try to find the appeal. And even especially after watching this direct, I was thinking like, okay, now I'm convinced I don't need this game. And that I'm fine with it. And if you're out there and you think you need it, hey, cool, man. You do you.
It's a game that you kind of wish that your wife would like, so you could just look at it from time to time without actually playing it.
Yeah, right.
But your wife's not going to buy it, is she?
No, she's not. She has the only Nintendo game she has interest in is Dr. Mario on the iPhone, on iOS and stuff. She plays that every day. Every day.
Wow.
Oh, they love that on RFN, don't they?
Oh no, do they?
Yeah, Dr. Mario, all the different doctors that they're adding. Dr. Baby Mario.
Dude, there are so many. It's stupid.
Dr. Pink Baby Metal Waluigi.
Yeah, it's getting like that.
Waluigi.
Yeah. Oof. Ty, do you have anything to say about Animal Crossing?
It's come up a few times on the podcast, and I don't think it's even a game.
Yeah.
Right? It's just do stuff. It's a chore simulator, I guess.
Chore simulator.
I mean, now that we live in the age of social media, you can make some funny stuff. I'm assuming you can still make your own funny textures and rude words for the villagers to say, and then you share them online.
Right.
That's
sure,
good.
I'm sure you probably can. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a good point too. Whereas on the Wii U, well, okay, there was no fucking Animal Crossing.
On the GameCube, it's heard there's nothing to fucking do in that game except do chores for video game characters and play NES ROMs.
Yeah. And I mean, at the time, it was something that you really hadn't played in a video game, right? So it's kind of cool. I really liked it. And
what the fuck, Danny? It's like the same thing you do in every video game ever, except with all the gameplay taken out.
So it's
Right.
different.
No, it's
Well,
less than
yeah.
a game.
Yeah, there are no
played
goals.
I played the DS one with my then girlfriend, and that was probably the ideal way to play it. Two people playing it within the same house. That's how Nintendo want you to play, right?
Mhm.
And we did have fun. We played it for like a year, and I don't know, there is some thrill about like getting different kinds of fruit and stuff, and like selling it and upgrading your house and everything, getting a cool house. It's like, I don't know, like The Sims or something like that. People who like The Sims love Animal Crossing. I'm sure the Venn diagram of those two groups are pretty much overlapping.
Yeah, I mean,
So
around the
it's
same
just like
time
that.
I liked Animal Crossing, I played The Sims, and I thought it was awesome.
There it is. But and I guess now it's becoming more like The Sims, because now you can actually, design the island a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like actually do stuff. But yeah, and it looks a lot better. So yeah, I'm happy for Animal Crossing fans, but that's no one on this podcast. Sorry.
Yeah, so if you're hoping to get some Animal Crossing impressions, you're probably not going to get it until Ty picks it up.
Next.
Too high of a price for Froggy Chair.
Yes. Sorry.
So what else have we got here?
Well, we do have one other. Well, there was like a. Sorry, I'm trying to juggle a couple things here.
There's something I wanted to mention. I forgot to put it on the agenda here, but
sure.
Last year I did a kind of 4-part video series of like Apple Arcade. When I did the free month for Apple Arcade, and I said all the games that I think would work better on the Switch rather than on the fucking phone. And one of them was called Stella, which is like a very atmospheric kind of like platform game, but it's more like a walking simulator / it's very beautiful looking game, very gritty, very dark, and it's coming out on the Switch. So yeah, Stella, Stela. So yeah, I think it's just come out on the Switch. So yeah, # you're welcome.
Oh yeah,
I made it happen. Yep.
Yes.
And the other one, Danny, the Project GG. So Platinum. So there's going to be like a Platinum 4, not the Capcom 5. I guess Kami is trying to riff off the old Capcom 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Platinum 4 are like 4 games that Platinum are working on currently. And today, they said that one of them is going to be called Project GG, which is targeting all consoles. Sorry, just ignore that thing falling off my desk. It's coming out for all consoles, like including Switch, and it has a huge secret. And what was it? It has a very big character. What was it? Oh, the first game that Platinum owns the IP of 100%, and they're self-publishing. It's completely different from anything they've made before. Beautiful Joe was a transformative hero, like Kamen Rider. Wonderful 101 is a hero squadron. GG is a huge hero. That's another little hint.
Ooh,
and the action feel of the game is
Let's go.
Yeah. The action feel of the game is important, but not the main focus of the title. That's weird. And the goal is to have 100 people working on it, but 15 are actively working on it now. Tencent offered to publish and fund this game, but Platinum refused because they want full control and ownership.
Good for them. Good for them.
Yep. And apparently the last 2 titles to be revealed are also new titles. And the last one in particular is a huge secret, and it is, quotes, very interesting. This is just Kamiya talking about his own company here. There you go.
Sure.
Edge of my seat.
So I guess the first one was Wonderful 101 remake?
Yeah, probably.
Second one is Project GG, and then the other 2 super secret ones that we know nothing about.
You sure they didn't put like Bayo in there too?
No, because that's Nintendo, isn't it?
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. It'll be interesting to see what those guys come up with, and good for them on just being able to. Hopefully, the self-publishing stuff works out so that it can, keep their IPs and not get asked questions, and Kami gets pissed off and blocks people on Twitter for. So,
right. Yeah, and they're doing it without China's help.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
good for them.
good luck to that.
Well, one last little bit of news here too. We got something coming up on James's screen though.
Oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to do that yet.
Jumping the gun there a little early, James. So actually, there is a new color of Nintendo Switch Lite that is going to be coming out here in Japan very soon. It's coming out here in Japan on March 20th, and it's not coming out in the West, at least North America, until April 3rd. Again, this is like a coral pink color Nintendo Switch Lite, if you're into that sort of thing. So, any takers?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me. What's that?
Yeah. It was the yellow, blue, and gray or something, wasn't it, before?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. So it's weird that they held off on pink.
Yeah. Yeah, right. And it's surprising because I met up with Rich at some point, and he had the Switch Lite, the gray one or black one. It's actually, it looks a lot darker, like in person. Like you see it in all the promo pictures and stuff. It looks like really light and stuff, but it's deceptively darker than what it actually is, like in these pictures and stuff. But yep, I just need the ability to dock though, so I will probably never get a Switch Lite. So
yeah, I've messed around with the Switch Lite. A few of my students, well, a lot of my students bought it for Pokemon.
Ah, okay.
And probably even more are going to buy it for Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
But there you have it.
Yep. Cool.
I don't see the appeal without the TV docking.
Yeah, it's kind of, for me, it defeats the purpose. I was really shocked that they even did that.
I mean,
that way
if you're a YouTuber or a streamer, it's literally useless to buy a Switch Mini, Switch Lite.
Yeah, it also seems kind of like, a pain in the ass too, because you have to have it, as a like, I don't know, you have to do some kind of like monkeying around to make it so that you can like play all of your digital games and like all that type of crap too, which is stupid. Just a couple of quick hitters too. Actually, James Allen brought this up in the chat. And actually James Charlton brought it up in like a private, like Famicast chat that we have. And it's just that, there's a big sale of Doom games going on right now on the eShop. Doom 2, Doom 3, all these things are down pretty cheap. So check that out. It's probably not going on the Japanese eShop. So if that's your main like me, don't worry about it. If you live in any other region, check it out.
Doom 3 is not on, is it? The
Doom 3 is not on the Japanese eShop. It is not. So
you have to get it off the US shop. Maybe you saved enough of your goofy little e-coins or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I think I did.
E-coins, I like that.
Yeah.
But by the way, I do believe they at some point patched out the thing that like harasses you to connect the Bethesda.net.
Oh, did they? Okay.
To play these 30-year-old MS-DOS games.
Yeah, I think that they did that pretty damn quick, right? Like,
yeah, it was bad and people complained.
Yeah. It was kind of confusing, but yeah. Anyways, one other thing from James Allen, the comment. This is about the Sonic movie. The Sonic movie is officially a box office hit. It made over 210 million worldwide, beating Detective Pikachu's opening weekend record as well. Will you guys see it out on the 27th of March in Japan? Any interest, family boys?
Nope.
When it's out on BitTorrent. But yeah, I guess changing the Sonic model paid off for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or conspiracy theorists and ancient astronaut theorists believe that this is all just a conspiracy to drum up, interest in the Sonic movie. What do you think?
No way, they would have fucking done it. These are the same guys that did Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles. They would have done it straight up.
Yeah. So I'm interested. I don't know if I'll see it in the theater. We'll see. I'm trying to go to the theater more because I love the theater experience, and we'll see.
Yeah. You love spending $150 of your own cash to see one movie.
I'd use your cash if you'd let me, but
amazing.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, what's that sound I hear?
I hear a garbage truck pulling in.
Ooh,
that's right, boys.
Beep, beep.
Garbage time.
Garbage day.
Well, we were just talking about Doom. I was actually just going to flash it on the screen quickly there. This is obviously not part of garbage time because it's way overpriced. I mean, Doom 1 is $1.49. That's like, 50% more than any game should ever cost.
Yes.
Same for Doom 2.
Right?
And Doom 3, they're having a laugh. That's like triple the price of a regular game. That's ridiculous.
Oh, that's a spicy meatball. What do I look like, Bill Gates?
Exactly, right? No, that's not where the garbage bucket is. The garbage bucket is right here.
Oh, price low to high.
That's right. And I'm going to skip anything that we've already done. The first one we have here is VSR Void Space Racing, which sounds very similar to another. Yeah, it sounds similar to something else. This is 10 cents. And oh no, I didn't want to do the video. It looks incredible.
Whoa.
Yeah, fancy. It looks like you fly through the donuts.
I guess it's got 2-player.
Oh, it's like Superman 64 with good graphics.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Noted.
It's only available in English though, Danny. Sorry.
Oh, damn it. No Russian, no Japanese. Can't play.
No Russian.
It's a one-of-a-kind racing game that finds itself very welcome in the Switch library. What?
According to the publisher.
Okay. Who made this game? Sonka SA. SA? Is that South Africa, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, 10 cents. I'd say go for that. Straight in the bucket. Watermelon Party, we had that. Earthworms, here we go.
Okay.
Is this a Worms knockoff? Place your bets.
Holy shit, it's down. It used to be $8. It's now 20 cents.
Wow.
An abstract point and click. Oh.
Ooh. This looks pretty damn good. Beautiful art style. It's what would you call it? Water painting?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can touch things on a desk. You can touch doors. You can touch levers.
Right.
Ooh, you can touch the ornaments.
How
about the skulls, though? I want to know more about those skulls.
Yeah, if you like point and click adventures, there's even a demo if you don't want to spend the 20 cents.
Wow. Okay.
I love that. I love games that are sub 50 cents having demos. It's an abstract point and click featuring Daniel White, the detective.
Oh, yeah, I know him.
Daniel White. Yeah, that's Danny.
Is my maiden name.
Right. Yeah, feel the thrill of horror mixed with a dose of humor, beauty, ugliness, and weirdness in the surreal world of earthworms.
I was going to say, are these earthworms? They look like little people to me, but...
Yeah, I would say get that if you like point and click, definitely. So up to 30 cents.
It's the weirdest sequel to Earthworm Jim ever.
It got a little too real.
Okay, my memory's getting a little hazy here. Did we have Quest for the Golden Duck?
This sounds familiar. I think maybe we talked about a duck game before. Is this like Pac-Man or something? Let's find out.
Let's check it out. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is exactly like Pac-Man.
Wow.
Yeah, we've seen this game before. Did we see it on like a direct or something?
Really?
On a direct? Holy shit! I don't think this will be highlighted on a direct.
Like one of the indie directs or something. Just one of the games that's on screen for 3 seconds. Somebody was talking about this game. I've seen this in our zany adventures before.
Well, it's got a versus mode, so it's basically like Pac-Man versus, but you play as a...
Wow.
Well, do you even play as a duck? You don't. You play as humans.
Okay.
It's weird.
Wow.
Fraud. Oh, it's Quest for the Golden Duck. You're looking for the Golden Duck. Okay. Yeah, it's 21 cents. So I would say go for that one too. So up to 51 cents. We've got 49 cents left. Red game and green game, we've had those.
Yes.
Deadly Fighter, we've had that. Cedar's Puzzle Reboot.
Oh.
Okay. Reboot. It's weird having reboot in the name of a game.
Yeah.
That you've never heard of. Okay, this looks a bit garbage. This looks like somebody made it in, Windows Game Creator.
Oh yeah, this looks like a like a 90s free Windows game. that you pick up off your dial-up internet connection.
It's a dude on a skateboard wearing a Santa hat, but everything looks like it was drawn in Microsoft Paint.
Cool.
No, I'm certainly going to say skip that one.
Okay. Yeah.
Super One More Jump. We actually reviewed this.
Yeah, I was going to say
Michael reviewed this. I played this actually because we were capturing some footage for it. This is pretty good actually. It's kind of like platformer, but it's like you can't stop. Like it's just constant moving.
Endless runner.
So it's like
it's not endless because all the levels are designed.
Okay.
So it's like Super Mario Run or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But all the graphics can be changed. Like you can change all of the textures to anything you want. So it doesn't have to look like that. Like it could look like that. You know, I think you unlock different textures and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's really
you said anything
hard.
you want is like, how the hell do you like import what? Like, I want a picture of
Not
butts.
literally.
Okay.
You're not putting your penis onto the platforms, Danny.
I wasn't going to go there. You're a disgusting man.
But yeah, it was all right. I mean, it's a little bit frustrating because you can never stop, and you have to like perfectly pixel perfect time every single jump.
Mm-hmm.
But it's 49 cents, so that will take us up to the $1. So I would say maybe go for that one.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not interested in pixel platformers, maybe let's go for this one, Mech Rage. Something Ty might like.
I'm angry about mechs.
Right? What the hell? Oh, so it's an over the head kind of twin stick shooter, maybe? Okay.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, everything's in individual rooms makes me think of Smash TV.
Yeah. Hit the aliens fast, hard, and a lot. It's only available in English, so I don't know. Yeah, maybe that one actually. I don't know. If you like platformers, go for Super One More Jump. If not, go get Mech Rage. So that's how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
4 games for $1. You're welcome.
There you go.
All right then. So Danny, back to you in the studio.
All right. So next up, actually, we have another James Charlton special coming up here as well. And this is actually going to be our continuation of Games of the Decade, Part 2. So just as a little bit of a recap, last time we were talking about, like, basically, instead of doing this all in, like, one go, we're just kind of, like, breaking this down. Last time we did 2010 and 2011. And this time we're going to be doing 2012 and 2013. So James, why don't you take it away, bud?
All right, boys. Let's start with 2012. I'll just give you a little highlights for Nintendo and non-Tendo.
Mm-hmm.
So for Nintendo highlights in 2012, actually, before we start, I got a little comment from the previous one, from Chariot Goblin, for the 2010/11 games. He says the ones that stuck out for him in 2010 were Mario Galaxy 2, Epic Mickey. We forgot about that one. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, which I believe, Ty, you're a big fan, right?
Yeah, it's a good game.
And for 2011, it was Super Mario 3D Land, Kirby's Return to Dreamland, and Mario Kart 7. Yeah, Mario Kart 7 is probably my least favorite of the Mario Karts, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good luck to you if you like it.
Sure.
So yeah, for the highlights for 2012, we have Rhythm Heaven Fever on the Wii, The Last Story on the Wii. But that came out in 2011 in Japan.
It's some of these Operation Rainfall.
Oh
things
yeah,
right?
I totally forgot about that. Yeah,
it's no big deal.
Okay, La Mulana, Zombie U. Oh, this is Wii U launch year, by the way.
Yep.
There's a whole bunch of other Wii U launch titles. Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS was released. Theatrhythm, Final Fantasy, New Super Mario Brothers 2, all about the gold. Mutant Mudds, Sakura Samurai, Art of the Sword, Resident Evil Revelations, which, in case you forgot, was a 3DS exclusive for a while, and Kid Icarus Uprising. For Nintendo highlights, we've got Mass Effect 3, Assassin's Creed 3, Far Cry 3, Borderlands 2, Dishonored, Diablo 3, Halo 4, Skullgirls, The Walking Dead, XCOM Enemy Unknown, and Hotline Miami. And am I forgetting anything else, Ty?
Probably, yeah. I'm gonna not mention some other stuff, but those are the ones that I think are well known. I mean,
yeah, a bunch of those are on
Dead for sure.
A bunch of those are on Switch now. Assassin's Creed 3, Diablo 3, Skullgirls, Walking Dead.
might even be on the Switch too by now, I think.
What is?
Walking Dead, I think.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. I just said that.
Okay.
Hotline Miami is Halo 4. I don't know. Maybe when streaming comes to Switch, it might be.
Or maybe when they announce Master Chief for Smash in 3 months.
Right. Yeah. I think there's a whole bunch of games came out. I mean, some of them were like, remakes or, remasters or whatever, so I'm not including
I was
those.
looking down the list of every major game that came out the year. It's like when HD remakes really started to happen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat, the complete collection, all with Ks.
Yes.
Right.
So apparently, like, the Vita came out in 2012.
What?
Late 2011, I think, in Japan, and then
okay, in America, I guess this is America. The 3DS XL, 3 Super Slim, the Wii U, the Wii Mini, in Canada only, and the Neo Geo X. I didn't even know what the hell that was. Well, a handheld Neo Geo. They were all the hardwares released in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Wii U release year. What fun times!
I can't wait to talk about how like every year we do is a good year to not be a Nintendo fan. I mean, we did it last time.
Yeah.
You like Zombie U, didn't you, Ty?
That game is trash.
And it can only be done on the Wii U. You need the second screen. It can't be done on any other console.
I think I got it on Xbox Live for like $1.
Yeah, 2 years
right.
later or something. Yeah, man.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, James, I mean, I picked that game up at Wii U launch and New Super Mario Brothers and Nintendo Land. And Nintendo Land's fun. It's fine. But
no,
like
it isn't.
But I'm okay. I'm saying it's fun. I'm not saying it's worthy of being like game of the year or even worthy of being part of the game of the decade,
Right.
It's garbage, Danny.
I wouldn't go that far. I don't think it's complete trash.
Okay.
I played Black Ops 2 on Wii U. That came out this year. Darksiders 2, Epic Mickey 2, and with the Batman Arkham City, the Wii U version.
Yeah.
Came out on launch. A lot of remakes.
Yes.
Man, has anyone? So who's got a nomination?
Oh boy, I got a lot of stuff to say about it. Okay, Danny, you go first because I might talk for a while about this wonderful, blessed year.
Okay, for me, like it for Nintendo stuff, like the 3DS was where it was at for me, and particularly for Theater Rhythm or Theatrhythm as it was called here, Final Fantasy. Like something about it was just like it helped kind of get me back into thinking like, hey, I remember playing this game in the Final Fantasy series. That was cool. I want to play this. Nah, I'd rather just sit here and play these like songs from the game or pretend I'm playing, the original games and stuff. So like it was a real good like nostalgia trip back into the Final Fantasy series and just highlighting some of the best parts and most memorable parts of it being the music. So I really played the shit out of this game. Like I think within like the first couple months, I probably played something like 30 or 40 hours or something like that. And by the end of the year, it was just kind of like my go-to game. Just like if I was bummed out or if I just wanted to kind of just relax a little bit, like I just went to that game constantly back then.
Yeah, I played the demo of that one, and maybe there was a Dragon Quest one as well.
Yeah, I bought that one. Not as good if you don't have a history with the game series. I found that one out the hard way. But
for me,
I'm listening.
Siri, shut up.
Siri, what games came out in 2012? Yeah, for me, it's pretty obvious one, big one. It was Resident Evil Revelations.
Oh, okay.
Like that was a huge game because, well, not only was it like the first like 3D portable like Resident Evil game. Well, we had like what was it, like Mercenaries 3D or something? There's like a
that was
launch
the
3DS game.
the year before. Yeah,
I think I had that as well because
Yeah,
I liked the Mercenaries mode, but like that got a little bit boring when that's like literally the only thing in the game.
yeah.
But this was like a proper Resident Evil game, and it was pretty amazing. And yeah, I thought like the story was good. Like the graphics were like unbelievably good for the 3DS.
Yeah.
And I think wasn't there like a teaser or something like that, Danny, at like that first reveal for the 3DS? Like, do you remember like where you could look in the kind of video screens? Where we both went to it, but we never met, you know?
Yeah.
Like this is
Yeah,
like pre-Famicast.
Yeah, I think they were kind of pimping that game well before they had kind of like announced it, or like like you said, because the Mercenaries game came out before, and I felt like that was just their way to kind of just be like, yo, hold on, we got like a proper game coming, so it's like in the meantime, give us money,
cash as well.
yeah,
because like there was a boat, right? And there was one level in a boat, and I think I played the demo maybe at TGS, or it could have been that Nintendo event.
Yeah,
which was pre-Famicast.
It might have been TGS, and then they actually had a demo on the eShop of like that first level and stuff too.
But this year, 2012, this is like the Famicast existed from now on, right? Because the Famicast started in 2011.
Yeah.
So all of these games, we probably talked about them on the show, and
I guarantee it.
Episodes 1 to 10 of the Famicast.
Yeah.
Which you have to go back to Nintendo World Report if you want to download those episodes. And I probably talked about Resident Evil Revelations on early episodes. I was just completely blown away by it because, like, the story was cool and looked amazing. It was a Nintendo exclusive Resident Evil game, which we hadn't had since the fucking GameCube.
Yeah, which was like exclusive for that long, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it eventually did come out on like they did a HD remaster for PS3, I guess, or Xbox 360.
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah.
Wii U, 360.
Yeah, I got it on the Wii U as well, actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I don't think I completed it on Wii U because I realized like, oh wait, I know all this game because I played the shit out of it on 3DS. But yeah, that's my nomination.
We had a little comment here from Mike in the chat. For him, Zombie U was definitely his highlight at the Wii U launch, and shat my pants playing that one. It can be kind of a freaky game. Like I got kind of annoyed. Well, first, I was really annoyed because I couldn't. Everything was locked to Japanese, and like the last thing I want to do is play a fucking shooter, like in Japanese. That was just weird. But
Zombie U was Japanese only.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh yeah. Another beautiful thing about Revelations is that you could change the audio and subtitles to any language you wanted.
That was Capcom does that sometimes, don't they? Ty, with some of their games, like they just have language options, like Marvel's Capcom. Don't they have stuff like that in some of there? Or
like on normal systems, the game language will change to whatever your system language is.
Yeah,
it's easier for developers just to put like all the languages in like one instance of the software, rather than making a bunch of different ones that they probably have to pay to patch and test separately every time they do an update.
Yeah.
Right, then take it away, Ty. What's your 2012 game?
Okay. Let's see. Well, first I want to talk a little bit about 2012. There were actually two very good trends. So it was great for fighting games because that was when Iron Galaxy was putting out like really, really fancy versions of old games with tons of extra features and the best netcode. Like they had the Marvel vs. Capcom Origins. They did the Capcom JoJo's fighting game. They did some other. I don't remember Third Strike Online Edition came out that year or the next year, but they did a whole bunch and they're all great. What else? So there are a couple of games that came out in 2012 that will fuck up your entire life if you play them. Uh, so there's the beloved free viral visual novel Katala Shoujo that you may have seen in meme form. That's the game that you look at this and it's like, wow, this game looks like fucking sick. It's you date crippled girls with like severe disabilities. Let's go. And then like that's the hook, right? And then it just like fucks with your feelings. So try that. And also Spec Ops: The Line came out.
Oh,
that's another game that'll fuck up your entire life.
Isn't okay? Like, refresh my memory because like it wasn't okay. Is that the one that takes place in like Desert Storm?
Not exactly, but it takes place in Dubai.
Okay. Maybe I'm confusing it with like there was like a game I think Konami was like involved in. They were like making it it's supposed to be like about like kind of like mental illness and like war and like all sorts of stuff, and then they had to can it because of reasons.
Yeah,
Different thing.
Sort of, yeah. Like Spec Ops is like one of those things where it's like oh, what's the name of that movie? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember.
Jarhead.
Yeah, or fuck. Well, anyway, it will mess with you, and it'll it has a lot of like you know, some people say it's not like an ethical choice game because you're forced to play through the story and commit a bunch of atrocities and feel bad about it, but there's always a choice, man. Like and there are some key moments like near the end of the game where you actually do make some pretty heavy choices, and like you don't at the time you're not even sure they're choices, like you just do what comes naturally because you're in a oh fuck situation. And if you guys get a chance to play it, I want to hear your answers. You can get this game for like $5 on various platforms or less. And like the insidious thing about this game is like you see it on the shelf, it looks exactly like Call of Duty or whatever fucking war shooter Battlefield. Like it looks like the exact game. Like the fucking art and stuff on it, it's almost exactly the same. But it's like the complete opposite of those games.
Which game are we talking about again?
Spec Ops: The Line.
Right.
And there are a few scenes in that game that will be burned into your brain for eternity. So
Christ.
Yeah, play that. So some other stuff I brought up. Let's see. Good fighting game, Persona 4 Arena, the only Persona game I've ever played. Double Dragon Neon.
I remember
that game is good as fuck. It's so fun.
That was that long ago? Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said I was gonna talk about XCOM Enemy Unknown. So it's like it's basically a remake of the MS-DOS game. There's a lot of changes. Like they kind of streamlined it, which you know, to me it initially sounds bad, but they did an amazing job of like taking out the stupid tedious stuff and like just paring it down to the fun good parts. So that game is really addictive to play. You know, it's just kind of a turn-based strategy thing with a lot of long-term planning. You do missions all over the globe, and they kind of co-opted the system for Killer Instinct, the single-player mode in that. So that's good. And you can get that game for almost free now, so check that out. What else? Walking Dead, Hotline Miami. Well, yeah, we mentioned those briefly. Those are good games. But for 2012, my game of choice is Skullgirls.
Nice.
You may have seen that one coming.
Never heard of the game, actually. Really weird.
I'm sure Cyrus is smiling somewhere.
Yeah, right?
Rest in peace.
All right, yeah, that's how I met Cyrus, and he came aboard the show. We were both Skullgirls fans, and we were both going to the same monthly in Tokyo. And it... and we were both crowdfund sponsors of that game. Like he's fucking in the game because he spent like 5 figures on it or whatever shameful amount.
7 figures, whatever.
Yeah,
Jesus
I mean, I
Christ.
paid like $200 and I got to make a color.
Cool.
That was pretty good. So I love Skullgirls. It's really fun to play. It's kind of like a mix of all the good things of fighting games that came out around 2000. Like it's got like a little bit of Marvel vs. Capcom. It's got a little bit of Capcom versus SNK. It's got a little bit Third Strike. It's got a little bit of Killer Instinct even. It's got just like all the good parts of like 2D fighting games in one game. And not to mention the amazing hand-drawn animation, which you don't see a whole lot of anymore.
Yeah, dude, because I mean, I think Cyrus gave me a code
Right.
for the game, and I played it. I played through, a couple of things in there and stuff. I mean, I obviously didn't play as much as you guys did or anything like that, but yeah, that's definitely one thing that stood out to me, man. Like the art on that game is just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I guess I'm the last one on the team not to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me what platforms you got. I'll try to slip you a code it next time it's on sale for $1. It's like I feel like that game's almost hit like market saturation. It's on those deal sites all the time for like $1 or Steam sales, what have you.
Yeah.
Turned out to be a big Famicast game. I mean, when it came out, neither Cyrus nor Ty were on the show. But fast forward.
Yeah, it came out like the week I moved to Japan and was getting settled. So like I ran out and I bought like the first shitty screen I could find off a shelf so I can take it home. Borrowed my neighbor's internet connection and downloaded that shit.
Borrowed. Nice. All right then. Should we move on to 2013?
Sure.
Yeah.
So 2013 Nintendo highlights include. Okay. Well, we forgot to talk about Pandora's Tower, another one of the Operation Rainfall games last time. Okay. Came out in America this year. We have Gunman Clive on the 3DS, Runner 2 on the Wii U, Lego City Undercover, Wii U, Pikmin 3, Disney Infinity. Cyrus is somewhere screaming.
Cyrus is somewhere. Yes.
Fire Emblem Awakening, which Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, Animal Crossing New Leaf in Japan, Project Cross Zone, SteamWorld Dig, Pokemon X and Y, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, and Legend of Zelda A Link Between Worlds. And for Nintendo, we have Killer Instinct.
Never heard of
Xbox One, GTA 5, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, Saints Row 4, and Resogun, and probably a whole bunch of other stuff. The Last of Us, Bioshock Infinite, Flower, Fez, Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, Rayman Legends. Oh, Rayman Legends was also on Wii U. Super Mario 3D World. Did I not mention that before?
Wow, we didn't actually. Okay.
Oh shit, I totally forgot that one. Yeah, Super Mario 3D World. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
Spelunky. Yeah. The Stanley Parable. Yeah, whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, does anyone remember Project Cross Zone?
Yeah. I bought it I think right when it came out. Actually,
Ty, do you know that? If you don't know that, you should know that.
Yeah, I think I got like the full fancy deluxe edition like for a couple bucks months after it came out.
Nice.
That game was not good.
Yeah,
they even made a sequel.
Yeah, I think I spent top dollar.
Project X Zone is the sequel.
Yeah,
to,
right.
Namco Cross Capcom on PS2, which I also have.
Yes, I think for whatever reason on the show, we have talked about this before multiple times about that. Because I remember the first time I heard it, it just blew my mind that a PS2 game was kind of the basis for what that 3DS game would actually be. And because I think I played it at TGS that year or something, and then I picked it up around the time when it came out, and it was okay. I didn't hate it or anything. It was just
they want some of that Super Robot Wars money. You know,
Yeah.
just make a
There was a demo as
crossover
well.
and put everyone in.
Yeah, no
And
kidding. Yeah.
Just make a strategy game with no strategy.
Yeah.
I remember there was a rare demo on the Japanese eShop.
Yeah. Well,
I
3DS
played
actually
it.
had a lot of goddamn demos.
For me, probably. Well, I played Lego City Undercover.
Oh,
That
really?
was
Oh,
pretty
okay.
funny.
Hmm.
That's a funny game, actually.
Hmm.
That was the best Lego game up to that point, because it was the first Lego game to actually not be just like all the other Lego games. It was like an open world, like GTA style game with a really
Yeah.
good story and like proper voice acting, and
Yeah.
you know,
Which they kind of added, I think, to even the other like story Lego games at the time. They started adding that
yeah.
in.
Yeah, I think Lego games, they've been better, maybe good ones since then, but I don't know. I still look back on that one pretty fondly. It's pretty good. I didn't enjoy Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon as much as I wanted to, and I probably talked about that when I was talking about Luigi's Mansion 3, which is by far the superior game and probably the best in the trilogy. Didn't play Animal Crossing, obviously. SteamWorld Dig was like incredibly cheap. It's like what, $2 brand new. Like when it first came out, it wasn't like hardly anything at all, and that blew me away how good that was.
It was so cheap. And like, dude, I remember when that came out because Don, I think he was on the show at the time, and we were chatting about it because we were just chatting about it like on Skype, and he's like, dude, you need to try this game out. And and actually just listening to the story of how the game kind of got big is actually kind of almost thanks to Don. Like,
really,
kind of like hyping up the game like on like an NWR podcast, and then it just kind of blowing up. I think they got interviewed on like IGN and like all sorts of stuff, and then the game blew up and they became really successful, and I think they really deserved it because SteamWorld Dig kicks ass. It was an amazing game.
Yeah, and we reviewed the second one, 10 years later.
I reviewed the first one. I reviewed the first one on the Switch. You can get it.
I played a bit of Black Flag. I know you guys really like it. For me, it was all right. And Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds is shamefully the only Zelda game I've not ever played. And I don't know why, because I hear good things about it, but I don't know. I never got around to it. I didn't want to play the Japanese one, and then when it came around to it, I was just like, fuck it, and just kind of skipped it.
Yeah,
I'd like to play it one time, but
I think
just thinking about playing on a 3DS again, it's just like, can't be asked.
Sure. I think earlier that year in 2013, I bought a US North American 3DS specifically to play Link Between Worlds in English when it came out. And I also picked up Fire Emblem Awakening and played for like an hour and stopped. And then, with Link Between Worlds, I played like through the first half of the game, and then I never finished it. But I have the English version. I also have the Japanese version because I bought the Japanese like 3DS XL. And that was cool, but I've never went back to it, and I don't know why. I mean, because I was enjoying it, I really was. And like you said, now, man, this seems like busting out that 3DS. It's not as appealing anymore, I remember I did just for like some Dragon Quest 11 referencing type of thing, and man, that UI is pretty damn slow sometimes.
This was also another year where a lot of consoles came out. The PS4 and the Xbox One came out in November, and the Ouya, which obviously is way better than either of those two consoles, and the 2DS, and Ty, what the hell is the 360e?
Fuck if I know. That there might be a 360 without a DVD drive, or because the slim one was already out for a while, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that came out this year as well.
Oh, did it? Shit. Okay.
Maybe that is the slim one. Okay.
Yep. Okay. And the Mojo, I don't even know what the fuck the Mojo is. Oh, an Android-based micro console.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I've seen that.
The year of the Android micro consoles. Oh, there's also the Game Stick, which I think is another one of those. Fucking hell.
Is that when the little Steam boxes started coming out too, or is that a little later?
They all died within the year anyway.
I think the Steam box is a little bit later, Ty.
Okay.
So yeah, I think. Well, I don't know why I forgot to add it on before, because it's a fantastic game. but my nomination goes for Super Mario 3D World, which is like one of the best 3D Mario games out there. I think Odyssey probably is like slightly better, but 3D World is an amazing game with an incredible soundtrack, which I've talked about many, many times on this show. But it is really, really good. I mean, it's like the first multiplayer 3D Mario, I guess. But I didn't play it in multiplayer. But it's really hard. It's a very technically tough game, and it gets harder and harder the more you go into it. And the bonuses and the extra stages and stuff are just fucking insanely hard. But it's I like that in my 3D Marios. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's my nomination.
Okay.
3D World.
Like 2013, there were a lot of really good games that came out that year, man. Yeah, it's really tough for me because I did like 3D World a lot. I really, really, really loved Black Flag a lot as well. But man, I would say my nomination probably has to go to GTA 5.
Right.
I freaking love that game. The story is it's hilarious. It's offensive. It's great. I love it. I love everything about it. Just the situations, the characters, and the ability to change between these three really different characters and stuff is really cool. Yeah, and then we've talked about this. Why the hell isn't this thing out on the Switch already? I mean,
Right.
Saints Rows and stuff like that. All of these, like Saints Row 4 is coming out soon, I believe, on Switch, and 3 is already out and stuff. It's like, man,
yeah.
Like,
yes, didn't Saints Row 4 come out this year, this 2013?
It's coming out like next month, I think, or it's out this month.
No, originally.
Oh yeah, 2013. Yes.
So it's perfect timing. Yeah, we're talking about it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming out on Nintendo consoles 7 years later.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, 2013 is fucking fantastic for games, but yeah, GTA 5 for me, loved it.
Nice, GTA 5. There it is. Ty, what do you got?
Well, what do you think?
I can't think of any games that you like that came out this year.
You
just want to skip this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so aside from the best game ever made, Killer Instinct, there's some other games I want to point out. See, we talked about Saints Row 4. That game is fun. State of Decay. That's a game I've talked about many, many times on this podcast, I think.
Wow, that was 2013. Okay.
Yeah, like the very first like Xbox 360 and I think Windows version.
Right, because I remember we talked about this before because that was like right at the end of the 360 and then the Xbone was coming on. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, and it got like a HD version later, or it's barely different at all. It's still like buggy and choppy as fuck, but damn, that game is fun.
Yeah.
So yeah. So once again, I recommend that game to anybody. Let's see. Here's a wild one. Are you familiar with Dive Kick?
Yeah,
you are, Danny. We played it at your place.
Okay, yeah, okay, geez, that was okay, yeah. It's fun. That game's fun as hell.
Yeah, it's like a super simple gimmicky fighting game.
Yeah.
That made by the people that went on to take over Killer Instinct once Double Helix couldn't do it anymore. So yeah, that's its own story. But Dive Kick's fun. I love that game. It's like it's like a game you can put in like anybody's hands and they'll start having fun with it like right away.
Yeah.
And like start getting into some mind game stuff within like 5 minutes.
For sure.
Give Dive Kick a try. And what else? Oh, also Slender: The Arrival. We played that at your place too.
Oh, Danny's favorite.
God. Yeah, we did.
Danny about shat himself. It was amazing.
Holy God, man. Oh.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if that has a Switch version. I don't think it does, but it might.
I haven't heard of it being on
Slender?
Switch.
Yes. Yes, Slender: The Arrival. So like you guys might remember there was like a free game called Slender on you could get for Windows, and I don't know. It was just like a real simple little demo kind of game.
Yeah.
Where you go around these this like campground, and you pick up notes without the Slender Man catching you. It was really simple, but it was scary as fuck. And this is basically that, like, expanded into a full game. And I love that game. It's so good.
Yeah.
Very fucking scary. Holy shit.
Nice.
But I got all the achievements in it twice.
Of course you did.
Yeah, so those are my highlights of 2013. But like Killer Instinct, come on, you gotta have Killer Instinct.
Yeah, sure.
Play Killer Instinct. It's so good.
Yeah. Right on. Well, there were so many games, weren't they?
Hey, did you see my Killer Instinct leather jacket?
Yeah, I did notice that. Was that specially for this segment?
No, that's gonna be there forever.
Okay. How much did you pay for that?
A lot.
Uh-oh. Like Cyrus amounts of money?
Pretty good.
You don't have to say, man.
I don't remember how much it was now. It was either 300 or 500.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's old school like branding too. So that's like Super Nintendo era or something.
Yeah, this is the one from the Nintendo Power catalog in like 1995 or 96 ish.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, it probably smells of cigarettes and regret.
No, it's in pretty new condition.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like being a collector and stuff. If you pay, a shitload of money, you can get something like that in really good shape, and it won't smell like cigarettes and shame.
Yeah. Or you put on an eBay alert and not get a bite for years at a time.
Yeah,
that's a little more my experience.
Yeah, or that.
All right then, cool. So GTA 5 for Danny, 3D World for me, and Kill Her Instinct.
Yep.
For Ty. Games of the Decade. It continues. So look forward to next episode.
It trudges on.
2014, 2015. What games came out then? Oh, let us know your 2012-13 games in the the YouTube chat or whatever below, or whatever, tweet at us, and see you next time.
Slide into my DMs.
Right.
Yep.
Gross. Okay. Back to you, Danny.
All right. Well, next up we have some feedback from you guys. So if you guys want to have your emails, tweets, comments, anything like that read on the air, you can go ahead and, well, first you can email us at thefamicast@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter at /Famicast, Facebook at /Famicast. If you're watching on YouTube right now, holla. Thanks for checking us out, dudes.
What up?
YouTube / / Famicast. Both at the same time.
Asterisks. Open brackets. Close brackets.
And you can have your comments right out there like these guys. So James, I noticed that we had an email actually first too from
Derek. This is from Derek. This is from Derek Fubar.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, random question for the crew. If your Famicast avatars were added to Smash as DLC, what would be your what would your special moves be? So I guess he's referring to the ones that Sarah's drew, like me as the Splatoon guy, Danny as the Link, and Ty as the Battletoads, right? So like, what would like forward special, neutral special, whatever, dance special, what would they be? Well, I think mine, because I'm holding a gun, I would have to splat someone with my neutral.
Mm-hmm.
My recovery, I don't know what I would do. Probably, I think maybe my forward special would be like throwing an insult at someone, and it's like hits them like with a cloud of gas or something, and then they just collapse on the floor. Wish I'd thought about this more. Danny, yours is obviously sword, right?
Yeah, sword. I mean, and I really liked. I mean, originally I was like a Link guy, but after playing some of the guys that can actually, what the heck do you say, counters and stuff, I really like that. So I definitely want to have that. Instead of like arrows or bombs, I'd be probably throwing like retro games at you in perfect shape.
Right.
Like, here's a copy of Hex and bash,
Right.
It's like hit you right in the dome with it.
Oh yeah, your special would have to be some kind of shelf related thing, like a huge shelf just comes down and just destroys everyone.
Exactly. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ty, I'm imagining yours is like almost like a Wario kind of one, like throw like is it the hover bike?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Battletoads hover bike.
Yeah, your forward special has to be like you get on the hover bike and bang into
Yeah,
people.
charge forward.
Right?
Yeah, okay, I like that. Trying to think of, well, see, I would definitely have to have like a fireball thing. Like I tend to favor like long range attacking characters in fighting games. So I think I would have to have a fireball for my neutral B. Yeah, let's say forward B is like the speed bike. I would have to say my down B would have to be a dive kick. Yeah. And like, if I'm already on the ground, it'll do like a thing. It pops up off the ground and does like a triangular jump kind of thing. And then the up B. I don't know, man.
I just thought of my down B. It has to be I get out a bag of garbage and throw it on the ground, and that causes people to slip over.
All right, my up B would have to be rocket jump. Yep. Gotta recognize my Doom and Quake roots.
There you go.
I think your neutral B would be like a instead of Wario's fart, it would be like a burp. You save it up for a while and it just explodes at the end.
Oh God,
That's going to give us one right now, I think. Holy shit. Alrighty then. Thank you for the question, Derek. Next, YouTube.
Yep, I'll tackle these, James. If you want to get the Twitter stuff pulled up,
the what?
Do that. If you get to go ahead and get Twitter.
Oh, okay, sure.
Pulled up. I'll go ahead and go through all these. So yeah, lots of comments on YouTube. So actually, oh man.
Oh James, yeah, read this one. I'm really excited.
This is awesome. So Magomed Zero on James's Mario Maker 2 stylus unboxing. Yeah. Real nice comment here. Too quiet and slurred speech and too annoying music in the background. And we had an official Famicast response here too. And James, it might be better if you actually just read this one because I think you talked to the lawyer about this one.
Yeah, I said we apologize. The presenter had a few too many drinks before recording. You're seeking help, and we'll try to get him sober for future videos. Thanks for watching, though.
Thanks for watching, though. That's our episode title right there. Thanks for watching, though.
Yeah. So that was fun. Yeah, then just a couple of quick comments to Booga on Switch Super Famicom video. He's like, hey, nice vid. Mark Harrison.
GG, LOL.
Yeah, Mark Harrison, he commented on a RandNet disc overview vid that I did. He said, hey, this video is so good. Top work, Danny. Thanks a lot.
RandNet, yeah.
Yeah, the N64DD. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I've been doing a lot of different like retro related stuff here on the channel.
If you want to see how much / how little Nintendo Online is advanced, check out the RandNet video.
Yeah, about the same functionality, even now, and the servers are dead.
Right.
Yeah, and then Chariot Goblin on the last episode, James and him had a kind of a back and forth about like the final boss on Dragon Quest XI, and Chariot Goblin said he beat the final boss of DQ11 at level 61 at the 90-hour mark. So.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I got to run about the same level, but less time than that.
Okay.
But maybe he's talking about the final boss. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, then a comment on the Animal Crossing 64 review retrospective I did. This is from Hothead, and this is interesting. I didn't really know this, but Level 5's Fantasy Life, originally titled True Fantasy Live Online for the Xbox, before it went into development hell and eventually came out on the 3DS. It sounds kind of in line with what they're aiming for with 64DD Animal Crossing. And, of course it's me, so it's going to have something about the 64DD and, and anything that I do. But yeah, Animal Crossing was going to be very different before they had to make some cutbacks. So,
I can't believe Fantasy Life was like an Xbox online game.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So that was pretty interesting. Yeah.
Interesting if true.
Yes, exactly.
If I could quote Ty.
Yeah. But Lemonade also has a comment here too. Animal Crossing with goals sounds like it would have been more enjoyable to me. Yeah, I think a lot of people are thinking like that too.
Don't they have some kind of stamp card now in the latest Animal Crossing? I think I remember seeing that in the video.
Stamp card.
The director, like some kind of stamp card, some kind of goal thing.
First, yeah, but that's not the same. Like they were talking about like having like goals, like basically it was going to be like an RPG, but you're communicating with people and stuff. But anyways,
I think what's that game that you bought and never played, Danny? The farming game. Yeah, that doesn't narrow it down, does it?
What?
The game you bought and never played. That's
Harvest,
all of them. No, what's the Stardew Valley?
Stardew Valley? I played it for about 5 hours.
I think that's kind of taken over, that kind of thing, isn't it? Because that does all the Animal Crossing things. Plus, you can date and marry people.
Yeah,
and you can grow vegetables and you can sell them, and it has a little bit of RPG-ness to it. It's got everything, right?
Yeah. I think so too. But it is a little bit of a different style, obviously visually and stuff like that. But
sure, no cute animals.
I definitely had a little bit more fun with that one, to be perfectly honest with you.
Next.
Yep. So comment on PBA bowling review I did. It's a question of talking about the motion controls in the Switch version of the PBA game. Are they really that bad? Yes. I don't know whether to go for the PS4 Switch version. Flip a coin. Of course, I can play the Switch version anywhere. Does the Switch version run at 60 frames a second? No. I was a little bit nicer when I actually directly commented to this guy too.
Okay.
So and then a nice comment on the Arcade Archive Tecmo Bowl review I did here recently. Hey, thanks for the vid. This is from Bingo. He said, I used to play this game a lot. We used to have this. We got one for free in an arcade. I'm assuming like the arcade cabinet, but he said, which was awesome, but sadly it doesn't work anymore. So that kind of sucks.
Oh, if I was in your neighborhood, I would take a look at it for free. I used to fix those things, so maybe I'd wear some magic.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, check your power supply, check your monitor board.
I think
fucking vacuum all the dust out from inside it.
The only comment I said is like, hey man, that sucks.
All right.
So, maybe you should track that down and ask him. Chase Martin on a Power Pro baseball review I did last year. Okay. This almost sounds like I'm making it up, but you are wonderful at reviewing video games. Thank you.
That's a Russian bot if ever I've seen one.
It could be. I'll take it though. Last one. This is from actually we have a couple more, but one from Joel Cobb about our Kamiya interview, and it sounds like he's talking directly to Kamiya, and not us. Right. He says, I got to say, Kamiya, you're a genius. The games you directed and worked on, and your friends' games have also have carried so much love in my life. I'm serious, like really, man. I love all of them, but they mean a lot to me. Basically, he goes on stuff a lot like this. So he really
blah blah.
Yeah, it's kind of a big word salad here, but it's wholesome.
He wants to play Bayonetta 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Keep waiting.
Yep. Then just a couple other things. There's a comment on James's Warface video he put up. Amazingly epic.
Oh, Warface! Shit, totally forgot to talk about that in New Business.
Oh yeah. I played. This we can talk about it for like 2 seconds, but James, I played a little bit of it on my vacation out of town.
Yeah, Warface is a free-to-play Call of Duty style team shooter game, and it looks amazing. It's really good, and it's got very good gyro controls. So I think it's definitely worth a shot. It's really good. It's free, so what's that can happen?
Yeah. Another comment here too from good buddy William Davidson on the AO Tennis 2 review. He said, "Hey, thanks for the review, much appreciated." He's like he responds to a lot of the sports videos that I do and stuff. Nice. And we have a comment here from Mike. His 2013 game of the year would be Wind Waker HD. First time playing through, and he loved the art style and the charm. Met and exceeded his expectations. Very nice. I bought that on the Wii U too, and I did not beat it.
You bought it on the Wii U?
Yeah, I have the Wii U version.
Oh man.
I mean, I beat it on the GameCube, so like I didn't feel like robbed or anything.
I don't replay Zelda games.
I replay everything. That's why I have such a big backlog.
Okay, next, going to Twitter now. Russ Greeno, of course. He said, "Whoa!" "Whoa! Third-party freebie on the Switch." He's referring to Dead Cells. Tweeted about Dead Cells recently, right? James Allen, who was in the chat recently on Twitter, he says, "Great show, guys." This is from the last episode. Picked up on one thing when listening. Codemasters are still about, and they're currently making dirt and grid racing. And biggest of all, they have the official F1 game license too.
Okay.
Their Formula 1 games are great, but doubt we'll ever see one on Switch. So yeah, Codemasters are very much alive and kicking, making good racing games. And James also tweeted out a picture of his some retro arcade cabinets on the cruise ship, Virgin Voyages cruise ship. He's never seen these kind of original arcade cabinets before. Pretty cool. I can't verify if those are original or not. Maybe Ty can have a look.
Oh yeah, where are they? I want to see them.
Check.
So Nicholas Bray says he only plays tennis games with Waluigi in them. I guess he's not going to buy AO tennis.
Yeah, fair enough. But I counterported him. I did say, well, technically you can create Waluigi in AO tennis too. So get on it.
Perry Burkham says he's listening to his favorite podcast. Oh, it is the Famicast. There it is. Good. Let's check.
Yeah.
Our friend of the show, Luca, long-term listener, he said that he actually worked on the Italian version of Fire Emblem Warriors, the game that I shit on all last episode.
Mamma mia!
He helped localize the Italian version, which is pretty cool. That's awesome. I didn't realize he was actually localizing games. That's awesome.
Prego.
Prego, indeed.
Yeah.
And then the last one is from Zach Ryan, which you might know from the Nintendo Voice Chat podcast on IGN. He asked, why hasn't Nintendo put their vast library of music on iTunes/Spotify? And this is almost like a life in Japan question here. So yeah, the Japanese music industry is stuck somewhere between 1997 and 2001. So just before the iTunes store came out, and way before Spotify and streaming came out, because that's currently where the Japanese music industry is. People buy CDs, is the short answer. People buy CDs for a lot of money. They're quite happy spending $50, $40, $70, $80, $90, $100 on a CD or double CD. So why would you put it on a streaming service where you get like what 0.0001 cent per stream? Yeah, Nintendo are never going to put it on Spotify, but you might. I think they have put stuff on iTunes in the past, like maybe some Pokemon or something like that.
Yeah, it depends on what they do, but sometimes.
But it is shockingly backwards in Japan when it comes to like like people buy DVDs for Christ's sake. Never mind Blu-rays. People buy DVDs for like 2,000-3,000 yen. Still now.
Fucked up, man.
You go to Tsutaya, which is like the equivalent of Blockbuster, and that should be a red flag right there. The equivalent of Blockbuster is still alive and very much in business. Holy shit!
Yeah. Oh baby, not just that. I mean, there are all sorts of chains. Hell yeah, man.
You can buy CDs. You can rent CDs, of course. The hardest to copy media in the world, because no one's discovered the technology to copy a CD yet.
For the record, this seriously, like I could pop a CD into my car, and there's a feature that will just copy it onto like the hard disk in my car. So
no, doesn't make sense.
I mean, yeah, sorry, excuse me. That's just the feature we're talking about here. So
video games, on the other hand, are way too easy to copy.
Yeah.
So that's why they're illegal, and you can't. Video games are illegal. No, renting video games is illegal in Japan.
Video games are illegal too.
Story. Yeah, I think I don't know if I ever talked about this on the show, but I tried out when Spotify first came to Japan, maybe like 3 years ago. It was a little bit later than the rest of the world.
Of course.
Like I was doing the free plan.
Yeah.
And I was like, after like maybe a couple of weeks, I got this error message saying you have reached your monthly limit for the free version. And I was like, what? Because I've been using the Western version up to that point and hadn't got any trouble. I could stream as infinitely. But the Japanese version of Spotify limits how much streaming you can do because the Japanese music industry has a hold over a lot of things.
Does it still do it, do you know?
No, because I've got premium now, so I don't.
Oh, okay. yeah, that's something I never bothered with. Music streaming stuff. Just haven't had
Yeah,
any.
Spotify's good. I mean, I don't listen to Japanese music on Spotify, but my wife
Right.
does, and she says that a lot of stuff is missing, like stuff that she likes.
Yeah.
So I would assume that a lot of Japanese music companies haven't got their stuff on streaming because they're still selling CDs.
Yeah, it's so dumb. There's some like Japanese songs that I want, but like just the way to go about getting them is just such a pain in the ass. So it's like and I can't listen to them on YouTube because I have like a 45-second clip because they won't put the whole thing up. They don't realize they could actually monetize that shit. But hey, whatever.
My favorite is when people post trailers or like stuff with like Japanese stuff, and then I click on it and it says this has been blocked by the media creators because of your region. It's a fucking Japanese video,
right?
And they can't watch it in Japan. Oh man, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Right, well, does that do it for the feedback, James?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Again, just like you guys, we love hearing from you. Comments, anything, just send them our way.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm looking at those arcade cabinets now. Mm-hmm. They do look authentic, or at least the original cabinet shapes are authentic. They look like they're in very new shape, though.
Yeah, it looks a bit too new, don't they?
Yeah, but like if you look at the cabinets, like the shape of the cabinet is different by manufacturer, and those are the actual shapes they used.
Very good reproductions, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, or carefully restored. I mean, look at the coin cabinet or the coin doors too. Those look pretty OG. So I think those are authentic.
Nice.
Cool. Well, ran a little bit long today, but I hope you guys. No,
2 hours, 20 minutes. Jesus.
But I hope you guys have been enjoying the episode, and that's going to actually bring it to a close here today. So we're going to go ahead and give our Twitter handles, and we're going to go ahead and be off. So if you want to follow me, you can follow me at DannyBiv, DANNYBIV. James, where can we find you?
At Famicomplicated, and anyone mentioning me in tweets, give me recommendations for garbage bag games. I mean, people are sending games that are worth $2-3.
What the fuck? We don't have that kind of money.
I gotta say, not on my watch.
Yeah. All right. Please do that. And Ty, where can they find you?
Joker says the N-word on Twitter.
What?
God.
No, I'm super cat drugged.
Is that Persona Joker or the Batman Joker?
Yes.
Perfect answer. Yes. All right.
Let's see. What have I tweeted recently? Oh yes. About how excited I am to get the new Xbox One X and set it up, and then like get a nice big bone and then club the rival apes with it.
And stream it all over the cloud.
Did you guys get that reference?
It's 2001, isn't it?
Yes, because the system is a huge black monolith.
Right.
That'll
kill a man if you fall
right over. Here on my fucking rocky outcropping with angry monkeys on it. Truly the dawn of man.
Cool.
On that bombshell,
I think that's gonna do it for Famicast 168. Again, thanks to those of you that tuned in live. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thanks for tuning in for the audio version, all that stuff. Of course, I want to thank James and Ty for joining me. And you're welcome. We will catch you guys next month. So take it easy. We'll
Nice.
We'll see you guys later. Peace.